A wonderful Wednesday afternoon, morning, midnight, because there's probably one Australian person in here. How are we all doing? Welcome, friends. It is Wednesday Madness, and we're going to have a chill one today. I want to be real, right? Today, there's not going to be as much shouting. Today, there's not going to be as much hyping, probably. Because I feel like we need a bit of a chill stream today. I hope everybody has their snacks and drinks prepared. Hope you all had a good couple days so far. Good start into the week. Let's see who we got here. We got Rish Rules. Was good. You got a birthday party to go. Well, hopefully you get a drink from me too. Hello, yo, Leo Murazaki. What's good? Good. Leon Ray X613. Welcome to the stream to you too. Welcome, MHBlacky Bot. Most loyal viewer. Viewing even 24/7 when I'm not online. Like, bro is super dedicated. We got Sean, we got Noah, we got Knife or Alicorn, Embriage, Life Warrior, Necrontic, hello there. Naturuk and Chronon Concept and Excalibur Umbra Fashion Ready. Indonesian viewer is you. Okay. Indonesia, that's nice. I want to go, maybe like I want to do like a Southeast Asia tour one day, and Indonesia is definitely going to be on the list for that too. Leon Waters good, Riju number 1, Beatless, Cephalon Billy, Roboxoro, Corey, Wyatt, Julie, Zero, Leon TV. Welcome everybody. It is good to see you. It is good to be back. Mr. Water is good. I have the water right here, so we're all said and done with when it comes to that. And how's your week been going so far? How has your week been going so far? Anything special happening? Julie, is your exam done already? Was it yesterday or on yesterday, maybe today, or is it later this week? I remember Julie had some exams this week, right? It's really hot, but Bali is really good, but the heat and traffic is stupid. Oh god, yeah, like...
Warframe ASMR starting now.
There we go.
So yeah, Necrontic, I think I will struggle quite a bit when it comes to heat and humidity in Southeast Asia. That's the one thing I'm most scared about. That's probably one of the reasons why I'm not actively living there. Because I am dying as soon as it gets hotter than 25 degrees Celsius. Who else we got? We got Matt Bro 9. Welcome 8 Bullet. Welcome y'all. I think I'm gonna keep it at that with the ASMR for now. People get creeped out if I do this. Peek, maybe.
Leon, you finished Atomic Heart today. I've heard a lot about it. I never played it. People say it's kind of like a bit like BioShock, but then they say it's not as great either. But apparently you probably liked it. Do you have a sore throat? Good stuffings. No, that was my ASMR take. Welcome to the stream. Sound is sus? Nah, I'm not sure if the sound is all that sus. You know, if the e-thoughts could do it, then I could do it too. What Archon charge would I recommend for Vault? That's one of the most difficult frames to talk about Archon charge, because Vault can be fitted into so many different playstyles. I mean, it really depends on what you want to do with him, you know? Do you want to have him as a weapons platform, as an Eidolon Hunter? Do you want him as a defense frame with the shields? Like, on Vault, almost everything kind of sort of makes sense, depending on what you're going for. Zapatron, welcome, and Joker, welcome to you too. Skeletolits, good to see you too. Ace of Spade, good to know. Well, welcome, Ace of Spade. Zosha, Buggy Boy 8, Claire Jawinks. What is Coda? Coda are infested liches. Daniel Ho, Daniel. What's good, friends? What's good? It's the new lich, exactly. The Coda are the new liches. That's what we're going to do today, because I'm still eventually wanting to put out the Coda lich, Coda weapons tier list. And that means I need to have all the Coda weapons first. And that means I need to farm them. And so far I have 2 out of 13. You know what the problem is. You know what I mean? You know what the problem is. You know what the problem is. Ah, man. do a Cyan build video. RE boss, I can start Warframe and I can show you. Wow, I haven't even started Steam. Lol. I can show you my Cyan build. I do have a short on the Cyan that I recently made. You can check that out. Doesn't have the build in there, so I can show you the build here if you want to. Did you get El or Julie? We got, I think, 2 reds. No Tau Forged, just 2 normal ones. It's fine. Like we got a couple shards, nothing all too special, but it could have been worse. Could have been worse. I know, Julie, you got what? What did you say? You got 5 or 4 Tau Forged this week? That was crazy. You've been cheating. You've been cheating. Let's log in real quick. By the way, new chat overlay. What? I don't have a new chat overlay. This chat overlay here has always been there. Oh yeah, I got a 20% discount. Amazing. So friends, before you message me in game, okay? Before you message me in game, today I decided we're going to do the whole in-game messaging when it comes to joining the crew for the Liches, when it comes to reviewing builds. Today we're going to do that a little bit different. Today we're going to do that a little bit different. Yo, veteran, what's good? Good to see you. See, I noticed in the past that whenever it comes to doing certain things, or especially when it comes to build reviewing, I kind of feel that the people who frequent the stream more regularly, they already know what's coming. They already like message me in game before I've like even switched over to the Warframe in-game screen, which then means that obviously first come first serve, they're always the first ones to be served, and the people who maybe join in later, the people who message a few minutes later, who are maybe new to the stream, because of the amount of requests that I get, it often happens that they just don't get to see anything because there are so many people ahead of them in the queue. So I decided today we're just going to make it random. Today it's not going to matter when you message, if you're the first one to message, if you're new, if you took 5 minutes off to go to the toilet, doesn't matter. I'm just going to go randomly through all the chat postings, so everybody has an equal chance. Just wanted to mix it up a little bit. And I think that will also maybe prevent the kind of thing that happens sometimes, specifically on Mondays when I do the Archimedia, that like I get into the game and then like 10 people post me their builds, and then I'm actually not reviewing builds, but want to do the Archimedia, and then I invite them because I have messages from them, and then they can't join. And maybe if we just go random, that will sort of prevent all these things from happening. So that's basically what we're going to do today. When is Borrow Bi-Weekly coming? Borrow is going to come on Friday. Just 2 more days, and he'll be there. Live War, you defeated your first Lich and got the Kuva Comb. Oh, that's very good. That's a very good first Kuva weapon. That is a very good first Kuva weapon. I think the Kuva Comb is one of the better Kuva weapons. I don't know if it's like S tier, but it's definitely A tier at least. Bergie, so I want to ask, where is the best alloy plate from? Alloy plate? That's a good question. I've never really heard someone have problems with the alloy plates. What you can do is you go to the star chart, go to resource drones, and then on any planet, you can go to the overlay here and see which resources drop there. And in general, I would say if you want to farm alloy plates, just farm like endless type missions on planets that have alloy plates. For example, Venus. Go, something like survival, defense, probably rather survival. And bring a loot frame, just kill everything, and you're going to be good. Do you plan to cover the Coda weapons as you get them, or do you plan to get most of? No, Zed, I'm gonna get all of them. I'm gonna build all of them, and then I'm gonna make a tier list video where I rank them and I show builds for all of them, similar to how I made the Kuva video. But it needs a couple more Coda weapons for me to do that. That's why we're here today. That's why we have gathered today. Mario, welcome to you too. Are you hearing wrong this week? What? No, I think this new borrow cache is going to be implemented with the next update, but borrow is going to come this week. I think that's how it is. I might be wrong there, but that's how I understood it. Ace of Spade, you would say you're pretty new to Warframe, only Master Rank 14. That's pretty decent, actually. That's pretty decent. But you played for about a year and a half now, currently on the AMP farm, and for the Quill reputation as a torture. Yeah, I bet so. 100%. Because that means you're going to be doing a lot of Eidolon farming. And there's a reason why I've basically bought all my Eidolon Arcanes with Platinum. Because I ain't doing none of that shit. I don't like Eidolon farming. I do not like it. I do not like Profit Taker. I do not like anything that negatively affects my camera movement. You know what I mean? Oh, God. So, friends, I let you decide. Should we start out by doing a couple build reviews or fashion reviews first? Or should we jump right in and start our first Coda? What would you prefer? Please don't invite me to a game because I'm not going to join. If you want to join for a game, then please message me. I'm going to invite you. Are we gonna do type 1 in chat if we're gonna do build review first, type 2 in chat if we're gonna go right in with the Coda. Coda. Let's see a lot of Codas there. You farm normal isotopes. Build Coda. Okay, now we got also a lot of ones. A lot of that. Why is it so even? Why aren't you? Why is it so even? How dare you? Now I see a lot of hug for Blacky. That sounds good. Yo, Brandon, yo, Cosmic Crow, good to see a Mythical Wolf as well. Do a poll. I do not know what the poll command is. I still haven't looked that up. And I also know it only works on Twitch, right? So not on YouTube. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do 5 builds / fashion, and then we're gonna do Coda. So it's not gonna take too long. Then we're gonna jump in with the Coda. How about that? If any of you, let's first go into our, you know the drill. Let's first go into our build review loadout. Right, our build review loadout. If you want to send me your build, then go to whatever build you want to showcase. Open. Well, no, not that. Hello? Oh yeah, but wait. Go to your chat, type in /WMHBlacky, and then click this button here. That's going to link the build, and it's going to show up for me right here. Again, as I said, today it's not going to be first come, first serve. Today is going to be random, so I'm going to give you a couple seconds to send the builds over, and then we're going to pick 5 random ones. I'm going to give you my bestest thoughts that I could give you. And then we're going to jump in with the first Coda, because I need some of those infested boy band members. You can make a web poll, like sure, I could do that, but I think it would be a bit overkill for like a small question like this. But it's a good point, Oberty. It's a good point. Do you think the Kuva Brahma is still good? Good, yes, but I wouldn't say better than good. Right? There was a time where the Kuva Brahma was like really boss ruling the meta, but I think nowadays good is like the perfect description for it. It's good. If you play with Mirage, it's a bit better than good, but that's kind of true for every AoE weapon. Other than that, yeah, it's good. That's really the only thing I can say. What is the best way to grind standing for demos? I would just say do the bounties. You know, if you can, do the highest tier bounty, because it's also going to pay out an awful lot of endo, which will always come in handy. Zeppatron, that is what I would say. First stream, Unlucky Aggro. Welcome then. Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Nice that you made it. Burning question. Will there be an Archimedia video in the future? I think I can do that. I think I could do it. I never saw the necessity per se to make a dedicated Archimedia guide, because I always found it somewhat self-explanatory. But if there is interest in an Archimedia video, chat, would you be interested in an Archimedia video explaining how the mechanics work and some general tips? Because if you're interested, sure, I can do that. It's not going to be a big one. It's not that much to explain, but I can do that for sure. The ammunition nerf killed it, Leon. I kind of don't think so.
Our numbers grow.
Duststorm1210 subscribe to the channel. Mr. or Mrs. Duststorm, welcome so much to the crew. Thank you for your sub. Really appreciate your generosity. Hope you're enjoying the stream, and it's nice to have you with us here. Yeah, with the Brahma, I would say it's not necessarily the ammo nerf that killed it, at least not if you use it yourself, because you can always find ways around it. You know, ammo mutation mods. You could even run carrier if you wanted to. That's fine. Big hard back, Duststorm. Big hard back. What was killed, though, and very much intentionally so, was the Wukong the Wukong Celestial Twin Brahma interaction, that was killed, that was nerfed into the ground because that was the intention, and that's why Warframe got review bombed for it. But yeah, other than that, I think it's fine. So, friends, as I said, we're going to do it randomly today, so I'm just going to click randomly through with the button, and we're going to stop right here. And it's not... Nice. How high is the chance? How high is the chance? Let's do that again. And start right here. Okay, here we go. Oh god, plus 10 IQ. I was like, as I was doing that, I was thinking, what if it doesn't, what if it stops in one of the 3 default chat windows? And that's what happened. Oh, Cosmic Crow, you have 10k channel rewards. Holy cow, you've been saving up. That's crazy. By the way, Death Knight Jr., I do not have the Coda Spore tricks right now. I can't really give you a good review on the build. If you have anything else that you would like me to review, please send it to me, where I can hopefully give you some more info. No, you don't need to be sorry. It's perfectly fine. You couldn't have known that, right? But, you know, sometimes there are just things I don't really know something about. And before I give you some bullshit info because I don't know any better, if you have anything else or a look or something that you would want to share, any other question, then Nova Prime, that sounds much better. That sounds much better. We're going to take a look at that. So, what do we have here? Dreamer's Bond? I would say, if you have, go for Energy
MLG
Siphon.
commentator starting now.
There we go. As I was saying, if you have it, then go for Energy Siphon because it gives you more energy per second, and with Nova, I don't think you will need to heal all that much. Or you could use any type of other aura mod, which is going to be perfectly fine and catapult you to the top of the leaderboard. Who would have guessed? Then, what we got here, we got Archon Flow for the maximum energy. That is very, very good. If you were to have Prime Flow, then you could also use that, of course. Archon Continuity, also a very nice pick. Same thing here, if you have Prime Continuity, you could go with Prime Continuity as well. Then we have, you know, a lot of duration. That is nice for the range on the 4. And we have Molecular Fission. Enemies hit by null stars are primed. When primed enemies are killed, enemies restore null star charge and have... That is very good, keeping the null stars up. I like that. And Equilibrium for the energy economy. Very, very nice. Yeah, overall, I don't have much in terms of issues with this. Like, I think this is more of a like mid-game build because you're not really having a lot of arcane stuff in here. And for a mid-game build without a subzoom, I think this is perfectly fine. You have enough duration to get some decent range out of the 4, which is good. Some strength for the slow and the speed up too. Wormhole, like if you were to subzoom over anything, I would say it's probably going to be Wormhole. Except you want to do some shenanigans there, right? But in general, I think, especially with Null Star, it gives you a lot of damage reduction. So you should be fine in terms of survivability. What you could maybe do is, instead of fast deflection, you could maybe go with just with shields, because, you know, more shields with 90% damage reduction from the Null Star is going to be perfectly fine. And other than that, maybe as soon as you have it, Umbral Intensify over Normal Intensify. Other than that, for mid-game, this is perfectly fine. I would maybe go with some more strength in the second arcane slot down here. You know, to get more null stars, more convenience. On that, it's a really good build. I think you're up for something good here. Sam, what? Sam, yo, welcome, man. Good to see you, Sam. Sam, what are you doing? What are you doing? Isn't it like after midnight in Tokyo right now, Sam? What is going on? By the way, everybody, anyone who doesn't know Sam, let me give you a quick shout out, as always. I should like have a text file with like copy paste for all the shout outs for the regulars here. Also, yo, Chicken Teriyaki, good to see you again. Shout outs, L Saminator L. Did it work? Yes, it worked. Bro, it took me ages, Sam. to like figure out to properly spell the name. No, but yo, Salmonetter is a really, really nice Warframe streamer. Definitely check him out if you haven't already. Currently, he's on vacation in Tokyo, and we chatted a little bit earlier today. Sam is having a good time, and I think, Sam, you definitely deserve it. I was really happy to see that you're having a good time. It's just about 11:19? Relatively early. I thought it was more of a time delay, but I assume you're in the hotel now, you know, sitting on the bed, chilling a little bit with Twitch on. Welcome to the stream, of course. And I'm really curious as to, you know, when you have all your Japan photos and you're back and, you know, you've sorted through them. I want to see some of them because I'm curious, you know. I think you have a lot of stuff to share. I'll probably spend some more time or try to spend some more time on your stream because you're probably also going to share that once you're back. So yeah, that's very cool. I think I got the same lens as you got equipped on the camera now. Yeah, exactly, Sam. I have also the Sigma 1.4 60mm. Just that I paid like $200 more for that. That's the only difference, Sam. It's the same lens, I just paid $200 more for that. Oh God. So yeah, Christopher became a Tenno Umbra member. Yo, Christopher, I just saw that. Thank you so much for your generosity. Big salute goes out. Thanks for joining the crew over on YouTube. Unfortunately, YouTube alerts do not work with this freaking broadcaster software. I need to set that up in my bot. So no brilliant freaking pop-in animation, but my appreciation for your contribution to the cause of the Orb Valleys is still there, man. I really, really appreciate it, man. Hope you're doing well, Christopher. Hope everything's good. Yeah, I'm using OBS, exactly, but my alerts are going via Streamlabs, and Streamlabs is kind of sort of fucked when it comes to YouTube alerts. So I want to do my YouTube alerts through StreamerBot, which does also some of the other stuff that I'm having set up on the stream, and I just never have enough time to do it. And that's also the reason why I still have no raid alert, right? So I need to, you know, pay attention. But yeah, that's sort of a little bit of a take. It's always OBS that has a problem, but OBS is actually a good software. Like
MLG commentator is starting now.
As I was saying, I prefer OBS over a lot of the other softwares out there because it's always reliable. I have been working with it for years, and before we go into any more rambling, let's finally pick the next victim of our build reviews. We're going to do the random one as per usual, and hopefully this time we're not going to end up at one of the standard chat windows, and we are taking a look at Papa Snoop's Mesa Prime look. Let's take a look at that. We have a very beautiful golden blinked dripped out Mesa Prime in the logos of our local soccer team. Red and white. That is exactly what I want to see as a person from Cologne, Germany. This Mesa is very, very nice. I do like her a lot, and thank you so much for sharing. Rocking and rolling, MH, farming like crazy for friends. We're all doing your... Ooh! You're the on the Rakta Dark Dagger grind for Yarly. I think Rakta Dark Dagger, Christopher, for Yarly is a really good one. You know, Yarly as a shield tank with like damage reduction and all with the Rakta Dark Dagger. I think that's really good. Ah, God. Is there no way to link operator appearance here, Sarab? That's a good question. I don't know. But I like the Mesa fashion here, especially the shoulder plates. These are from the Narmer armor set, right? The Narmer armor set. And what is the... I also like the ephemera around here. That's pretty cool too. Yeah, that's a nice one. Thank you so much for sharing, Snoop. Lore accurate Mesa. Absolutely. Jay Chirac subscribed to the channel for second month in a row. Jay, thank you so much. Big salute goes out to you as well. Good to see you back on board again. That's very nice of you. Really appreciate it. Thanks for your generosity. Thank you so much. Hope you're still enjoying the streams, having a good time, right? And much more fun with the loyalty badges. You're now also one of the bronze crew, and not gray anymore. Okay, that was 2 out of 5. We're gonna go 3 more posts before we jump into the Coda. And up next, we are taking a look at this. We have "You're Toxic." Maybe I am. Maybe I'm using Venom Dose. I mean, then it would be corrosive. What do we got? Coda Pathicist or a Colurvo look? Coda Path Assist. That's a glaive, right? I think, even though I haven't built mine, I think I can give you some thoughts on that. Yo, CH was good. See, I remembered. I remembered, CH. Stream still amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jack Chirac. Jack Chirac, is that right? Is that right? How's it going, Stevie? I'm doing perfectly fine. Now that you're there, Stevie, I'm doing even better. What's a good way to farm MR that's fun? Farm MR that's fun. I don't really think grinding out mastery points is really all that fun ever. I would personally recommend just going either Sanctuary Onslaught or Elite Sanctuary. Both is good. Lime or lemon? Lime green, lemon in the cocktail. Or Dato. That would be my answer. So, let's take a look at the Coda Path Assist right here. Melee Influence, of course, because it is a glaive, right? We have Astral Trilite. We have Electricity, of course, for Melee Influence. You can see somebody's flexing builds, right? When they have two high-level mods in the wrong polarity. They're like, I have so many form on that thing, I don't need to care. I'm not a care in the world. So we got Killing Blow, Prime Pressure Point, Volatile Quick Return. Yeah, you know, Amalgam Organ Shatter, typical heavy attack build right here. I would genuinely probably not use Prime Pressure Point. That is one thing, because the 120% melee damage from Killing Blow is also base damage, like Pressure Point. It's not a different type of damage. Meaning, if you were to replace this with a faction mod, I think it would deal much more damage. And what do we have here? We have initial combo. Also, you could also put Galvanized Reflex in here. That'll also be nice. Initial combo is really good. Critical damage, critical chest. Holy cow, that is wild, brother. That is wild. Yeah, finisher damage minus doesn't matter. This is a really good one. I would probably put Galvanized Steel somewhere in here, you know, for the initial combo. And also maybe... yeah, I would think about maybe use it on a setup where you have Volt Shock Trooper, so you don't need to mod electricity onto it. And then you put a faction damage in here and Galvanized Steel in here. That would be, I think, the optimal solution for this. But with this Riven, right, you're gonna slap hard. I am jealous. I am very jealous. Thank you so much. You're toxic with that thing. Yeah, you're spreading the toxicity, no problem whatsoever. That was a really good one. Yo, Fear, what's good? Amalgam Organ Shatter, what? That Riven on 12, yeah, exactly. 12 rolls is nothing for a Riven like that. You got lucky, man. And I'm happy for you. Exactly, Embriage. For galvanized mods, you need to run the Thermia event. That's how it is. Okay, 2 more to go. Boom. What do we got here? A Cedo Prime. Let's go with the Cedo Prime. Cedo Prime is always good. And I like to see Primary Frostbite on it. I think the Cedo is one of the prime weapons to use Primary Frostbite or Primary Blight. Both are actually pretty good. Pretty similar. Skynet991, welcome to the stream. We're currently checking out some builds here, and then we're going to go grind the Codas. So, Cedo Prime. Toxic Barrage, okay. Shotgun Elementalist, okay. Magnetic. Electricity, so I got Corrosive going on. Chilling Reload for cold. Galvanized Savvy, Shivering Contagion, Galvanized Help. So, what I would do here is, I would probably take this one out and go with base damage, because you don't have base damage, right? Primary Frostbite gives you crit damage and multi-shot, and you really do want to have some base damage. I mean, you got Galvanized Savvy. No, forget what I said. You got Galvanized Savvy. That's fine. You got Galvanized Savvy. That is your base damage, basically. But you could also go for faction damage. That would be nice. Shivering Contagion is actually a pretty good mod here, because you're doing so much cold, you're going to freeze everybody. That's smart. Magnetic, I think Magnetic Strafe is fine for the fire rate. But if you want to deal as much damage as possible, I think I would probably take this one here and replace it with primed prime base damage, point blank, prime point blank. But other than that, I think it's a very darn good build. I think that's a very darn good build. You're gonna deal some high level damage. Blast better Loki with the Cedo. I think, like, it depends. If you're doing the alt fire build, if you want to deal damage with the alt fire, yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you could also do the thing that I showed in my Mesa short, right? Use Mesa's 1, then fire the Cedo alt fire and delete everything. In that case, yeah, I would go for Blast, 100%. Can you show... Ollie, yes, I can show you a Mirage build, but if you want to see like an explanation on why everything with Mirage and why Mirage works the way she does and why I build her the way I do, I would recommend you check out on my YouTube, because there is a very recent Mirage video where I go into detail about multiple builds on her. I think that would be also pretty helpful. We're going to go over one more build, and then I'm going to show the Mirage. And yo, Nerdy, good to see you. Does not work. Almost missed your message right there. Sup, man, love your vids, Nathan. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much, Nathan. Really appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day too. And thank you for the feedback. Glad that you liked the videos. Glad that they helped you. Keyboard unlocked. CH, why don't I claim the stuff in my foundry? I think mostly because it's just stuff I don't really care about. It's stuff that I want to like eventually level, but I don't have any rush with that. But I should do that. I should do that. Oh, Nerdy, now that I see it, yes, you renamed yourself. Ooh, going all English. Are we close to the starting point? Are we getting close? You're the first ever Warframe creator I watched, Ligma Lord. Yeah, good to see you again, Ligma Lord. Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Good to see you. Hope you have a good Wednesday so far. Mouse unlocked. Oberty, do you have a master rank up? Yes, I do. Oberty. There is a FAQ section under the stream, because at least 5 people ask me this every single time. Okay, let's go for the final build. Then I show Mirage, and then we go for the first Coda finally. And final build is going to be this. Brother, I bet your ass I have 50 gajillion messages. Why do I always end up here? Why do I always end up here? Okay. That can't be it. What? 2 times in a row? Jeez. I'm not looking, right? I'm not making this shit up. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna pick this one by hand now. We're gonna look at Kalervo now. We're gonna look at Kalervo now. Screw that. Oh god. Try to go. That is Badgerlat. That's a very good point. Next time we're gonna go in a different direction. Can it be that you just didn't send me all that many requests? Is that the reason why I always end up in the standard tabs? But yo, Hantares, good to see you, man. Good to see you. How are you doing? How's your week going so far? By the way, Hantares, for everybody who does not know, Hantares is my oldest friend. Not that he's like the oldest friend that I have, but like from all the friends that I have in real life, he is the one that I've known for the longest time. Good to see you, man. It's always good to see you. Talking about the Kalervo build right here, I think we've seen a lot of Kalervo builds recently with this Signia and the, you know, dark gold and somewhat blue purplish vibe, and I think that's like an absolutely freaking brilliant way to bling him out, because he just looks absolutely stunning, right? I cannot say anything against that. That's a really good build. Mine looks very, very similar, and I just love it, right? Kalervo is like, after the Kalervo skin launch, this one here, my Kalervo video that I made like last year, Kalervo video didn't perform all too well, but like once the skin dropped, the Kalervo video views all of a sudden, like overnight, started going through the roof. That was crazy. What? Antaga's browser crashed? Oh no, man. I was just asking how you doing. I was just, you know, showing some love, asking you how you doing. All right, so damn it again. Exactly, Jax. The Calervo skin, the deluxe, is just absolutely amazing, 100%. So, for the builds, I'm going to quickly showcase my Mirage, as I said. Mirage. I have a couple of builds. I'm just going to give you the stealth gun run. This is usually the build that is the most all-around. That's the one that I have. Not going to give any big commentary on that, because if you want explanation, then check out the Mirage video on my YouTube channel. And now, by the way, my face is over the arcanes, right? I've got Mold Augmented and Arcane Crepuscular right here. And with that being said, I am now going to close all the tabs here. We're going to do the Coda now. And if you want to join the squad for the Coda, then send me a message right now. We're also going to try and randomly pick people, right? If you want to join for the Coda hunt farming, we're not going to do the Steel Path Coda. We're going to do the normal path Coda so everybody can join it, even if you don't have Steel Path unlocked. And then we go in, hunt ourselves some infested liches, hopefully getting some good drops. Yo, Ligmalord, your grandpa turned 70 today. Well, send my greetings. I'm pretty sure he doesn't watch my stuff and he has no idea who I am. But if you see him today, then wish him all the best from me. And may he stay happy and healthy for many more years to come. Iron Heel, how am I? I'm perfectly fine, man. I'm doing pretty well. Thank you for asking. Hope you're doing well, too. By the way, anybody who wants to join, just, message me. Go into the chat, /W, MHBlacky, and then something, and you will show up in the chat, and I can invite you for the Coda hunts. Let me quickly already go to the star chart and switch over to normal path before I forget it. You have to finish your sister's lich. Oh, okay, Mario. I see. Oh yeah, thanks CH for posting that again. Exactly. Just copy that /W MHBlacky plus if you want to, and you're gonna show up. I think we already have a couple people right here for the first run. So let's see who we got. We got you. We got Amiable. And Ligmalord. There we go. So we're all here, then let me... Actually, I don't even need to close it, right? You're probably going to message again anyway. Do you have a Saren build with her 4? I have a Saren build that includes the 4, but not specifically tailored towards it. But I don't want to go with Mirage. I don't want to do the Lich with Mirage. I would rather go with... Let's go with our fashion victim, right? Let's go with Mr. Sandy Fashion, because... and the burst on Prime Incarnon. Because we're gonna do normal path, so that means it's not gonna be all too tough, and we're probably not gonna die. So that's hopefully good. That is the wrong screen. And we now need to... How is it? How do you generate a Lich? You do a tech rot mission, and then you interact with that console, right? Who left? Why did you leave, League, my lord? What's good? What's going on? Explain the Mold Arcane set, Black Scythe. It's actually pretty simple. You have Mold Augmented, that gives you more ability strength the more kills you get, maxed out at 60% at 250 stacks. You have Mold Efficiency, that gives you, well, ability duration whenever you have shields. And you have a third one, but that's not really that important, so I don't even know what it is. And you put it on your Warframe and it gives you stats. It's pretty good. So yeah, League, my lord, why did you drop out? Mold Vigor, exactly. What did Mold Vigor even do? I forgot what Mold Vigor even does. So what do we need to do in order to generate it? An updated Anar's build, CH. I would have to look into if I can make like something gimmicky, because my old one that's just like, health tanking kind of sort of still works for what it does. Any mission where you kill Tech Rod. Let's just go with a Tech Rod Exterminate, whatever. Or what is that, Survival? Do you recommend secondary encumber farm on Mars mirror defense, or does it not worth it? I think Iron Heel, if you want to get Citrine, then it's great to do that at the same time. But overall, mirror defense, I know a lot of people don't like it. I would probably try and, you know, mix the farm up a little bit. Do a bit here, do a bit there. You could also, you know, get it for Vosper from Lloyd in the Sanctum Anatomica. Overall, unfortunately, secondary encumber is one of the strongest secondary arcanes in the game, so I would definitely recommend getting it sooner than later. Yeah, but I know that mirror defense kind of sucks. But the good thing is you're probably going to have, if you don't have her yet, you're going to have Citrine afterwards, right? Find an item that starts with PH. Fenmore. How do you get red numbers with melee, Remside? One way that you can always make it happen is if you either use Kullervo or you subsume Kullervo's skill Wrathful Advance over something on your Warframe and go for 300% ability strength, then you're always going to red crit. That is the nice thing about Kullervo. But some melees also have so much crit chance that you just need to, you know, mod a lot of crit chance on it, and then you're also going to do the red crits. Do you think 3-minute survivals could work in the game? Actually, yeah, I think it could work. So where is... Oh, there's the console. Very, very good. Let's play a bit of Snake, shall we? That was pathetic. I think I'm gonna go the... Ooh, that was close. Almost ate my tail there. And now we have a Coda. Very nice. How's it going, Seth? Good to see you, Seth. I'm doing perfectly fine. You know, we have a bit of a chill Wednesday. We're talking about fashion, talking about builds. Now we're farming a bit of Coda, and later we're going to talk a bit about builds again. I think that's overall a good thing for a Wednesday, because this week we're not having anything in the Deviri circuit that I need. So this week we're not going to do any Deviri, and Cleophis is only joining now? Oh god, the connection being really good again. Connection being really at its best. Missing a companion. I think now the companion is about to drop in. There was a 6% Coda glaive not long ago. Oh, I got that, Seth. I got that. We got that. I think we got that on... Was it on Friday? I think we got that on Friday, right? The Coda Path Assist. Yeah, I'm happy that we got that. That was definitely worth it. We even talked about a Path Assist mod setup earlier today. No subberish. I have not made a video on Chroma just yet. I kind of sort of don't really, you know, vibe all too much with him. Maybe, hopefully, one day he's going to get a rework, and then I'm going to make a good Chroma video. But if not, then, of course, I'm also going to do a normal, like, Chroma video at some point. It's just that I think he's not played all too much at the moment, and those people who are passionate about him usually just want him to be reworked. So I'm not in a rush to make a Chroma video, if you know what I mean. There are some other frames, like, for example, Titania, that I'm finally in the works of making a build on. Which I have a bit more of a priority with. Wait, you can buy Codas at 60%? You can buy because, you know, it is always random which weapons are in the rotation. I think the rotation changes every 3 days, right? And sometimes some Coda weapons in the rotation come with an innate 60%. If you get lucky, then there is one in the rotation. You could snipe it, and you already have a maxed out one. And if there is, then I definitely recommend doing that. How do you get Pizza Party fast, Ollie? I would say you just run the 1999 bounties. Relatively simple, right? Get the standing. And you can also, you know, use... What was it? This helmet ability that helps you find rare items to find, you know, the pickups that you can also use to further your standing. Or you can use the... Which landing craft was it again with the Orokin Eye? Thing that can also mark stuff on your map. These help you, you know, find the pickups, and the pickups can then turn into standing, or you just keep them for the Parallax. Oh, the Parallax. Thank you, thank you, Glizzy, and thank you, Fnzi, and thank you, Mister, and thank you, Jensen TV. God, I think now I got all of you. Yeah, it was the Parallax. that has a air support charge that will mark pickups on the map. That really helps with the void plumes. It helps with the these triangle thingies in the Sanctum Anatomica. It also helps with like the pizza and the CDs and stuff here in the 1999 tile set. How do I when I should buy a Coda weapon element bonus? I don't know exactly what you mean, Static Riplex. I would say if you really want a Coda weapon, just buy it right away if it's in the rotation. You can switch the elements on the Coda weapon with an item that you can also buy from Eleanor. So having the quote-unquote wrong element is not all too bad. But if there is a Coda weapon that has 60% and you want to have all the Coda weapons sooner or later, just buy it no matter which element it has, and then you just switch the element with that item at some point. I think that's better than just waiting for the combination of 60% plus the perfect element, because that's going to take ages if you wait for that. What is 1999, and is it important if you didn't finish the star chart? No, it's not. In fact, G-Tank, you don't even have access to 1999 until you finish the star chart and some more story content after the star chart. 1999 is basically the newest update that came in December. That's also what we're currently running in here in one of the 1999 tile sets. It's, you know, it's basically the end of the story at this point in time. Very soon we're going to have another storyline being added afterwards, but no, if you haven't even finished the star chart, if you're still relatively early, then you don't need to worry about 1999 at all. Just, you know, finish your star chart, enjoy your ride. You have a lot of awesome stuff coming up, and actually I'm kind of jealous, right? For everybody who is relatively new or still in the mid game, still experiencing everything firsthand, I think I'm kind of jealous, because I would love to be able to experience Warframe again for the first time. Spev, is the Furious Incarnon good? The Furious Incarnon is boss-like. Hey, the Furious Incarnon is this. I would say the second best Incarnon pistol after the Dual Toxicist. It is ridiculously good. It is ridiculously good. You're deaf. Can someone tell me the best build for Torrid Incarnon? I can show you. Torrid Incarnon, no problem.
It's awesome. I seriously can't even remember the last time I
Just give me a second till the Lich is done yapping. Torrid Incarnon. I mean, you can do multiple builds. That's a Viral Hunter Munition build that I have. It's pretty decent. You can do that. Primary Merciless in the Arcane. Just an example. Just an example. Let's go back to the burst on. How do you unlock Steel Path Deviri, Black Scythe? I think you just need to have Steel Path and Deviri unlocked, and then automatically you should be able to switch to Steel Path Deviri. By the way, thanks for the run, guys. Thank you for the run. We're going for the next Coda right away, so everybody who wants to join, just message me right there. We're gonna do everything randomly again, so I'm also not like gonna close the chat window or stuff. If the randomizer decides that some person gets in again, then so be it. I think randomization is the fairest point for everybody. What element would you recommend on the Coda Path Assist? You got 56% is nice. I haven't really gotten into building the Coda Path Assist. I just bought it so far. If you have the chance of getting electricity, I think that would be amazing, because you could trigger melee influence with that without having to mod for electricity. Is that possible? I'm not 100% sure. Have to look at it, of course, but that would be the first thing that comes to mind for a glaive weapon. Like, glaive with innate electricity is always big thumbs up. So let's go for the next couple faces for the Lich Hunt. Oh, there we go again. Got lucky. Just type in /W MHBlacky in the chat if you want to join for the Lich Hunts, and you will show up right here. Dark Knight. And number 3 will be Sawyer Blitz. It's possible, Embriage. Okay, thank you. And then I would say probably electricity. Like with a glaive type weapon, electricity is honestly goated. Let's do survival Skuldra. I like that. Why is Zaroid playing League of Legends? Who's Zaroid? I don't know. I don't know Twitch people. I do not know names on Twitch. Is it possible to join Mag? Absolutely, yes. Just type in /W MHBlacky something, you know, just like privately message me in Warframe, and then you'll pop up in the chat window just like everybody else, and then you will be part of the, you know, random selection of players for the next run. Or Zorus. Yeah, Zorus is great, right? Falcor can do it, Zorus can do it. I think the Coda Pathicist doesn't force proc electricity innately, does it?
Side effects may include release of deadly spores, homicidal filter buildup, and calls the troops trying to kill you for messing with their stuff.
Bug frame. That's always how I get off of my bike. Always just gotta jump 10 meters in the air. First time asking for joining, you get in the mission, Jax. See, that's the nice thing about randomization and randomly picking players. Yeah, I think I kind of like the randomization a bit more, because this way I feel that everybody has a fair chance, even if you come in a bit later, so you don't have to wait through 50 gajillion others who have messaged before. But we're going to switch it up, you know. One day we're going to do first come, first serve. The next day we're going to do random. You know, I'm trying to figure it out somehow. It force procs viral, mister. That's cool. That's very cool. Like, force procking viral is actually a very good combination if you have electricity as an element on it, because then you have, like, the two go-to-tist elements for glaives right on the thing at the very beginning. Is there a new Coda build? You noticed your old build has changed since the update. I think Coda, since the update with the arcanes for exalted weapons, changed quite a bit in how she's going to be built. If you have, like, if you need some general ideas on Coda, you can also check out my YouTube video on her. I made it, I think, a couple of weeks ago. It's definitely after the update, so it's up to date with the current meta of Warframe. And I have, I think, 2 different builds that I showcase in that video. One Coda build where you just use, you know, the old tactic of Whip Claw, nuking the entire room, no problem. And then the second one is a funsy build where I go for Venari, because Venari is just really nice. Venari can deal so much damage, is ridiculous. Don't you need MR17 for Coda, Jay? I think Coda weapons are with a Mastery 17 lockout, but isn't it that Lich weapons, even though they technically have a Mastery lockout, that you can still play them even if your Mastery isn't like that? Or is it different for Coda weapons? I don't know exactly. I know for Lich weapons, a lot of people said that even though they have a higher Mastery lockout, you can just still get them, because it's kind of sort of the way it works. Yes, it's... Oh, it's MR17 to buy them. Okay, that's why it does... Okay, I get it. So with the other Lich weapons, you can take them even if you don't have the higher Master rank, because you get them directly from the Foundry. But since you have to buy them here, apparently you have to be MR17. I think that's it, right? Not 100% sure. See, these are the things that I just don't know firsthand, because, you know, I'm MR30, so I never run into these issues. But it's, like, interesting if you ask me these things, because it, you know, brings me to think about stuff that I otherwise wouldn't have thought about. Which weapon did you buy from Eleanor this week, Anti-Hero? That's a very good question. Maybe we can take a look at it later together, because I also don't even know what she has in store for us today. I do not even know what she has. Not that I had any currency to buy it anyway. Christopher, you always looked for a fun summoner build, a frame where the damage is dealt with companions and the frame is more leaning on support. Christopher, I think Caliban, you would love him, especially with the new augment that comes with the next update. I don't know if you saw, Christopher, if you saw the dev stream where they showed the augment. They already showed that, and it was very, very cool. I think that's gonna be awesome for you. Or what you could also try is my Coda Venari build. You're not necessarily using Coda to support Venari, because Venari doesn't need support. Venari is just so busted strong. But these, I think, are the 2 best summoner builds at the moment. I know Tactical Potato also has a very cool and funny Inaros build. Was it Inaros? No, it was a Volt build where he subsumes Inaros' Sandcats, and that's also pretty crazy. Synapse and Glaive, Embryage? I mean, the Synapse, I definitely should get a good Coda Synapse because I have a pretty good Synapse Riven. I know people are not too happy with the Coda Synapse because it doesn't have AoE, but I want to give it a try. It's 56%. Ooh, that's nice. That's quite the big number. Can Tennokai mods still be stat stick for exalted weapons? I mean, you can put Tennokai mods on exalted weapons, but stat sticking usually does not work anymore. I mean, there are a couple interactions, but it's not like it was before. Ah, that's for the Glaive Embryage. Okay. No, I'm not going to go for the Glaive because I got that on Friday. Don't need a second one. But I'm going to take a look at what we have in store later. And we're already out. Okay. Unfortunately, our Lich did not show up just yet. But that's fine because I think my mods on the Parazon are scuffed anyway. I still have the wrong mods on the Parazon. I just remembered that. Let's get out of here before the Lich spawns in. Would be pretty cringe if they did. What's the best Glaive, Oberti? That's a very good question. I would say if you like the heavy attack explosion, probably the Zorus. And if you rather want to go for the heavy throw bounce, then the Falcor. That is my personal feeling. But honestly, every Glaive is great. There's not a bad Glaive in this game. The Ceramic Dagger Fox PvP as the weapon, at base, it's just kind of meh. If you have the Incarnon adapter for it, it can actually be pretty strong. I think it fell off a tiny little bit since stat sticks are not a thing anymore, because Ceramic Dagger Incarnon was always the stat stick for everything. But I think it's still a decent weapon. The Path Assist is the best. See, that might be. I haven't tried it out yet. But it could be with the, if you have a Path Assist with Electricity as a progenitor and then the Force proc Viral, I think that could be pretty decent, yeah. I think that might actually dethrone the Zorus, you're right. A Naros build, I can show that. Japanese. Sam, have you changed your nickname, Sam? Yeah, this is the Inaros build that I was using a melee build. Great. How about we just use the Gunrunner tank build instead? This is a 10k HP Inaros build. Arcane Guardian for the armor, Arcane Grace for the self-heal. And these mods right here. Just pure tank setup. Just pure gunrun and not taking a look at anything. The Path Assist is a good time. And you know Xenosfire was also a good time when you're in the stream. Let me give you a good old shout out. Shout out Zeno. Bro, I need a new keyboard. Those keys are too small for my fat sausage fingers. Boom. Why didn't it work? Was the Sam shout out too early? Is the shout out cooldown still going? Shout out Xenosfire. You already got it? Oh, Corey already got it. Thank you, Corey. Thanks for doing the shout out. Yeah, if you don't know Xenosfire, then definitely check him out. Leave him a follow. He is a very, very nice Twitch streamer, also doing Warframe, answering questions, basically doing the entire stick that I do here. And yeah, nothing more I can add here. How are you doing, Zeno? Are you done streaming, or are you gonna start streaming later? If you're done already, then how was your stream? So let me quickly leave the squad and remod my Parazon here so we can actually, you know, get some stitches on the liches. Ligma Lord can't play anymore right now. Okay, that's fine, Ligma Lord. That is fine. Probably just, you know, hanging out with your grandpa on your birthday, right? Love is content. Exactly, Jax. Love is content. Later on. Okay, Zena. Okay, later on. Then I already want to wish you a good stream. Just hanging out and working on stuff. How does the Coda? Coda hunting is pretty good so far. We generated a new Lich. I just remembered I had to remod the Parazon. Good thing I remembered that before the Lich visited me. Yeah, probably after the stream, I'm also going to have to work on a little bit more stuff. I wanted to make a little YouTube short, and that's pretty much going to be it for me today. What are you planning, Xenosfire? What are you planning for your stream today? Anything special on the list? So next Coda run will be with the clan chat. Okay. Will be with 85. And geez, these three chat. Can I just not show the other chat windows? With Blaster and... Yo, holy cow. Cleophas is just like in for the third time. Okay, somebody just got really lucky. Pedro said, this is how I love you, by ignoring what? How did I ignore you? Did I ignore you, Pedro Sater? If yes, then big sorry. Must have missed the chat messages. I'm just going to spam out more invites until somebody accepts. Honestly, did I get so few messages that I always end up at the chat windows there? Is it that, really? Oh, Blaster is there. That's good. Is Protea top 5? Definitely top 10. I don't know if top 5. I think it depends on personal preference. And the next one will be CH. I can invite you, sure. If no one else accepts. I mean, we're going to randomly generate invites until we have a full squad. That's basically what we're going to do. You have no idea what you're going to do today. Thinking of finishing off your circuit. Oh yeah, I mean, that's always a good idea. Finishing off circuit. Do you have anything that you need from this week's circuit? By the way, anyone who wants to join with the Coda hunt, right? Just message me so you show up in the list and then I can hopefully randomly pick you. It's better than having people who are not here anymore. Would the Pathicist be modded for starting combo? I think... Oh, we don't have 1999. Okay, no problem, man. I'm gonna be so free to close the tab then. Send again. Your stupid endgame goal is to have an encounter on every weapon that can have it. Same here. Same here. I want to make a video on that, but it's a lot of work. Including the MK1s. Oh, okay. The MK1 encounter. I never tried that. Maybe it's actually worth it on some weapons. I don't know. I'm just going to have one more open slot. I'm just going to spam more invites. Oh, and there we go. Full squad. How do you farm for polymer bundle, Kaio? I can quickly show you. It's actually pretty simple. Whenever you search for a specific resource, just make sure that you have this view down here, not the one with the Nightwave, but the one with the resource drone. And then you can just click on a planet, hover over this, and see which resources drop on that planet. For example, on Venus, you have polymer bundles. And then you ideally just want to do a mission there, like an endless mission, defense, survival, something, where a lot of enemies spawn. Kill everything, ideally get a loot frame or something, and then you're going to be golden. Really, Jax, the MK1 kunai is better in Encana than in the normal? Might be, I haven't tried it. But, you know, the MK1 sometimes gets some really filthy buffs in Encana. No problem, Kaio. Good drops with the polymer bundles. Yo, Dawn Machine, what's good? Can I show my Ember build? I can, of course, show my Ember build, but it's probably not all that great because I'm not too big of an Ember fan. So my build, I basically haven't touched her build ever since I made that Ember video last year. So probably not going to be all too exciting stuff there. But welcome to the stream. Yeah, sure. Mac resource boosters. If you want to farm basic resources like polymer bundles, then resource boosters and resource drop chance boosters even are actually pretty good. I feel bad the new Ember skin, the new Ember kinda. The old 4. Yeah, to be honest, I never really took a look at Ember before the rework either way, but I feel like her current 4 just looks awesome, but it doesn't feel strong enough for the look, if you know what I mean. Cortex Killer, any fellow Banshee enjoyers? Only if she's lime green. Dawn Machine, yeah, the Ember video I should maybe redo that and try some other build options. I know that this whole thing like completely blew up on Reddit, like with the me mistakenly thinking that her passive is capped at 20 just because there were 20 enemies in the room. Sure, that was a bit embarrassing, but you know, people made it look like the entire video is completely bullshit and everything I say is wrong just because I got that one detail wrong, which admittedly was a bit embarrassing, but I still stand by most of the statements that I made in that video. So if I redo the Ember video, then I would rather do it if there's like some actually new build options for her. Don't necessarily think it's necessary to redo the entire video just because of that one sentence. Quasi, what's good? Fine and chill Wednesday. That's exactly what we're here for, Quasi. That is exactly what we're here for. We're currently hunting a couple liches, because liches get stitches with the Parazon, and then they're going to need some stitches because the Parazon is going to cause some deep wounds, and hopefully my lich will show up, so we can show them a little bit of love. Oh yeah, and maybe I should do the alt objective here, otherwise we're going to, you know, have problems with the spawns in the end again. Do we remember Monday in the Archimedia? Yeah, that was a bit of a shit show. Let's not do that again here. Let's just do the side objective so the spawns don't freak out. Oh, come here. Jin got back in the game after 8 years. Oh, wow, that's a long while. Good, we got the alt objective. Should you just do the story, and what frame do you recommend to farm? Is it really strong and should help you out, Jin? See, that's a bit of a difficult question, Jin, because I don't know at which point you left off, so I don't know where you currently are in the game. But I think if you want to have like a more dedicated and more in detail explanation on what would be the next thing on your agenda, you can check out my YouTube video on returning back to Warframe. I made that, I don't know if it was this year or late last year, but it's still up to date, and it has a lot of chapters with, if you return to this point, the next thing you got to do is that, and this and that and all whatnot. It's like the one-stop shop for everybody returning to the game, no matter when you left off. I think that video might be very, very helpful. Is leveling Hex Syndicate easier than others, Amjad? I think it's the same. Like, leveling the Cavia and the Sanctum Anatomica, to me, felt like the same as leveling the 1999 Syndicate. And then, you know, the Open World Syndicates, Deimos, Plains of Eidolon, all that. To me, they all seem very, very similar. How about we take a visit with the liches? Is it mine? It's not mine. Where's the other lich? It's easier, Gene. I mean, it's definitely not difficult, right? I think we can all agree on that. It's not difficult. Where is the freaking lich, man? Oh, it was mine. And all three are wrong. Too bad.
Yeah, we're feeling the love tonight.
Oh, Big Bites Pizza. That's good. Arathol, Zarman is easier to level. I think Zarman is at least less bullshit than the other underground portions of the 1999 tile set. I don't know about you guys, like, do you like the underground sections in the 1999 tile set in Helvania? Because I feel the overworld here, the streets, are really, really good. I like it. But the metro, oh geez, like, it's so hard to navigate. I don't like it at all. Like, any type of tech rot mission. That's also why I always get infuriated when I do a Skull mission, and then you have to go underground and fight the tech rod. I'm like, no, I picked a Skull mission for fuck's sake. Why do I have to be here? I see. No, what? No, you don't agree? You like the underground as well? You can farm 2 weeks of standing in a day, Arathol. That's how you also feel, Mario. What's the best way of getting a specific Riven mod for a specific weapon, lol? Buy it from another player. That's unfortunately the stupid but the only correct answer. You cannot influence which weapons you're going to get the ribbons for. The only thing you can do is farm ribbons and hope for the best, or farm platinum and buy the ribbon that you want from someone else. Sad but true. When it drops aerosol, nope, it doesn't matter. Like, I've heard some theories from people that if you open up the ribbon with a certain weapon, then there's a higher chance of the ribbon actually being for that exact weapon. But that's just not true. You can open the ribbon with any weapon and it's always going to be random. And the only way to guarantee to get a certain ribbon for a certain weapon is to just buy it from another player. The Zerman bounty. Then I might have missed something. Sorry for that. Might have gotten something wrong there. Ultra important question, all caps, Vernal. What is the ultra important question? Tell me right now. Now you sparked my curiosity, Vernal. What's my favorite Coda Legend design? Ooh, good question. I think the one in the YouTube thumbnail. I like that design. Ribbons are purely for gambling. Ribgust, exactly. Welcome to the stream, by the way. So, let me quickly remod my Parazon to have less of a cringe outcome right here. Let's go with the 44 and that and the heart. The Dorito one. I think that's the Dorito one, yeah. So, again, the question, anyone who wants to join for the next Lich run, message me in-game right now. We're going to randomly pick people. And if you don't answer, then I'm going to pick even more people. Tenant Levia, good. Haven't tried that, unfortunately, Mohammed. Haven't tried that. Your favorite Coda Lich is Eleanor Petrosator. Oh, God. No, I got you 3 times now. That's weird. Why do I always end up on you? It's crazy. Parazon mod? What do you mean, Ripcast? I changed my Parazon mods already. Can I ask you if you sell relics or use them? Because I don't know if some of the relics I have are rare, Jin. That's a very good question because I do not know which relics are vaulted and which are not. You know, the names are relatively cryptic always. I would just, maybe you could just like Google it. Why do I only have blood for ammo on the Parazon? Because I don't really need the other Parazon mods. Like, one is for hacking, but like hacking is not a problem for me. And the rest I never really paid attention to it, to be honest. Sam, you just realized you wasn't even subscribed and had been watching the videos for more than a year. See, that is the beauty of the YouTube algorithm. Sometimes it just works. Let's go in the other direction a bit now. The blinding after mercy kill Embriage. I mean, it's fine, right? It's fine, but I also kind of feel like I barely mercy kill stuff. Can I show my Wukong Primal Staff build, Godly Potato? Sure, I can do that. I also have a very recent Wukong guide explaining everything in detail on YouTube, just in case you're interested. My Iron Staff build is this right here. Melee influence, and then this right here. That is my Iron Staff build. You can copy paste it, and it's going to deal a lot of damage. If you want to learn more, check out my Wukong video on YouTube. Actually, we can play the boy. Why not, right? Why not? We can go and, what's that? Exterminate Tech Rot. Do we have Hellscrub? Let's go with Hellscrub. Some good enemy density. We can show that off a little bit. Love the Wukong guide, Quasi. Happy to hear that. Happy that you like the guide. Power Drain Parazon gives you 50% strength on next ability cast after Mercy Kill. That's actually not too bad, Yoga. That's not too bad. I can imagine scenarios where I would probably like that. But I also like consistency, so I'm not sure if I would make a build that relies on that specific. Do I sell Arcane's Black Scythe? Usually I don't actually sell anything. You know, I usually do not trade anymore. Like, since I became full-time Warframe YouTuber, I don't really like trade for platinum anymore. If I need platinum, I just buy it because it's a business expense. And as stupid as it sounds, but I need to be very specific with my time budget. And unfortunately, spending a lot of time in the game trading for platinum just takes too much time and too much time away from me making my videos and doing my content. So I cannot afford that. That's why the only thing I ever do with trading is just buying stuff from other players. Important question, Elite Bounty. What is the important question? Oh, Pedro said, really? Nice. Got stuck there. That's also one reason why I don't like the underground thingy here. Pedro said, yesterday you finally finished the elite tank thing from the Archimedia. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah, that mission was really not that good. I'm gonna be real. That mission was horrible. But I'm happy that you made it. Elite Bounty, the strong prime incarnon build. Can you remind me after the mission in case I forget it? But sure, I can show that. No problem. Just remind me so I don't forget. Crazy Demonic, you're getting in trouble getting Wukong Prime and Warframe. I am getting in trouble getting Wukong Prime and Warframe slot. Why? What's the trouble with Wukong? 15 to 20 minutes, Pedro said. Oh, that's unholy, man. That is really scuffed. Like, I'm not saying that, you know, you did the bad thing or anything, but like, it shows how bad the mission was. You know, if one boss fight takes you 15 to 20 minutes, that is scuffed. That's a bit cringe, you know what I mean? That's a mission that was a bit overboard. Any chance of boosting your chances of getting parallax parts? Where do they even drop from? Were they from Stalker? Was it Stalker who drops them? If yes, then maybe no, resource drop chance only affects like resources. I don't think so. Unfortunately, not that I knew. A Steel Path Zealot Jensen laughs. Yeah, okay, fair. Steel Path Zealot is a whole different story. Zeraman Cash. Oh, Zeraman Cash. Okay. No, I think you cannot influence the drop chance for those. Really, Wukong is vaulted? I don't know. I don't keep tabs on who's vaulted and who's not. If he's vaulted, then yeah, maybe you're gonna have to buy some relics or buy some parts from Warframe.market. But I don't think Wukong is all that expensive, right?
Ready for you.
Pedro said, can somebody explain why Endo drops in double drops with mod drop chance? I can actually explain that. There's actually a very reasonable explanation for that. Endo is, maybe someone else didn't know that because that goes back over 10 years. The reason why Endo is not considered a resource, even though it very much is a resource, and the reason why Endo is instead considered a mod, is that when Warframe released, Endo did not exist.
Keyboard locked.
Back in the day, you leveled up your mods by fusing mods with items called fusion cores. Fusion cores were basically... can somebody pick me up, please? Thank you. Oh no, I'm Wukong. No problem. You used to upgrade mods by using fusion cores, which were basically
Keyboard unlocked.
Blank mods who couldn't do anything. They were just used to fuse into mods to level them up. And that was kind of cringe. You know, the mechanic was kind of meh. So at some point they decided to rework that, and they deleted fusion cores from the game and turned it into Endo. And all the fusion cores that players had were transferred into the corresponding amount of Endo. And from that point, all fusion core drops in the game were replaced with corresponding Endo drops. And due to the fact that fusion cores were basically mods, it has never been changed that Endo still is considered a mod drop. That is the explanation behind that. And that's also why you can get tons and tons and tons of Endo if you have a mod to drop chance booster and then you play Vodyanoi on Sedna. That is how you can get like 3,000-4,000 Endo in 1 minute. Will I ever make a fashion contest, Old Ply? That's a very good point. I think I will do that. I think that's something I should definitely do because everybody loves fashion and everybody loves to share their fashion on stream. So making like a contest, maybe I want to talk to some other streamers about that. Maybe we can like do like a joint community contest, make it a little bit bigger. That would be fun, I think. Get some creators in the boat to like rate the fashion, and then do something like that. I think that I would have a lot of fun doing that. Haven't planned anything in specific just yet. Just saying that it would be kind of fun. Bounties for the the caviar are the best endo farm. 3 to 5 bounties. Yeah, I mean, they give a lot, right? Not gonna lie. They give a lot. It's also very convenient to do bounties for endo because you can just do it alone and you don't rely on any other players. I totally get that. But if you were to have a full dedicated team where everybody has the perfect Warframe build and yada 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 yada, then I will die on that hill. Vodyanoi Sedna in that case is still better. Amjad, you want to farm mastery, then I would recommend going Sanctuary Onslaught. That is always a good point. Or you could also go on Saturn, mission name Helene. You will always get a lot of Orokin cells at the same time. Just good news from Warframe Companion Black Scythe, Strong Prime in combat. Thanks, Elite Bounty. We're going to look at the Strong Prime right now. Ileweaver supposedly end of June. It's June 25th. June 25th? Okay. So 1 week later than I suspected. June 25th. Oh yeah, that's in 2 weeks. I mean, it would also make sense, right? I was betting on 18th, but 25th is also fine. Mustard the Boy, also 25th. Okay, 25th. I mean, it makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Could be. Probably they're still ironing out some bugs. I think, or I would suspect their original plan was to release it next week on Wednesday, on the 18th. Maybe they ran into some trouble. Maybe they ran into a situation where they needed to fix something and it wouldn't be ready till next week. And that's why they delayed it to 25th. Just suspecting. Orexia, come on, baby Peter said exactly. That is it. So, Strong Prime in Conan. Let's take a look at it. Strong Prime build. Crownfire, good to see you. They just officially announced it. Yeah, everybody's already losing their mind about it. That's good to hear. It's good that we finally have a release date 2 weeks ahead of time. That's also pretty good. So this is the build that I have right here. Primary Merciless. Sweeping Serration, because I apparently use this as a slash build. Galvanized Savvy, Galvanized Hell, Critical Deceleration, yada yada yada. Seems to be a /DOT build. Haven't looked at it in a while. I think I used this in my top 10 shotgun mods video from last year. We could just take it into the mission right now. I know it's a Grenier faction mod technically, but I don't care because enemies are weak anyway. If you want to join, you know what I mean? Yippee, more content, exactly. Yeah, June 25th, I'm not gonna lie. The good thing is it's a Wednesday. That means we can live stream the release. Who's up for that, huh? Who's up for that? Who's up for theory crafting a bit of Orexia before making a video on it? That's perfect. Do you have a mag build? Gruckus, I do have a couple mag builds. I would recommend, though, you check out the video about mag because it would take me a bit too long to explain why I'm building mag the way that I do, because my mag build doesn't work on its own. It needs to, do some certain interactions, so to speak. Ileweaver, yes. Everybody's Ileweaver on 25th, yes. I'm hyped. Good that they finally gave us the release date. So what did I want to do? Yeah, exactly. If you want to join me, message me in game, and we're going for the next Lich. Checking out the chances. Is Slam getting nerfed, Felon? Yes, it is. Slam is... Okay, come on. It can't be that I always randomly end up there. Slam is getting nerfed, yes. So nowadays, they're going to make it that if you slam from a higher up position, you're going to have more AoE. But if you slam just from like 1 centimeter above the ground, your AoE is going to be smaller. And also the damage, I think, is going to be a bit smaller. But I think overall, right? I think overall, it's not going to kill Slam. It's going to put Slam in a decent position, I think. Your biggest fear is spiders, but you like Araxia, Black Scythe. That's the spirit, man. That is really the spirit. CH, invite is out now. Yeah, exactly, Mustard. I also think that Slam is going to be pretty viable, right? Right now, Slam is dealing millions and billions of damage. And, like, if it would go down from 1 billion to, like, 100 million per enemy, would we care? Like, let's be real, would we care? Coda Meyer is getting nerfed. Yeah, but, like, you know, doesn't nerf really matter if you're still killing everything in the same amount of hits? Exactly, it's to nerf the macro slammers. That's the reason behind it. It's not to take the fun away, even though a lot of players like to paint this picture of DE just being comically evil and taking things away just because they're fun. No, they're not. No, a game developer is not taking out mechanics out of the game that are fun because the very purpose of a game is to be fun. They're taking stuff out because some people just abuse the mechanic. Does Coda My Nerve mean free Forma? I'm not sure if they're going to give Forma out. I know they give, I think they said they give 1 Forma for the Valkyrie rework. So if you have Valkyrie, I think you get 1 Forma, or everybody gets a Forma. I don't remember how it was. I don't think they're going to give Forma for the Slam nerf because the builds don't change, right? I think what they're doing is they simply nerf the numbers here. And I think that's why they don't need to give out Forma, because the nerf does not change anything about how you would build it. So the builds that you have still work exactly the same way, just that you deal smaller numbers. That would be my theory, right? Oberto, you got us 170 heat, 263% crit chance, and negative damage to infested for the later on encounter. That is great, Oberto. Congratulations. I'm low-key jealous. I mean, I have a later on river myself, but I think mine is not all that good. How they're going to give us Valkyrie Prime? They're going to give us Valkyrie Prime at TennoCon for watching the stream. And didn't even roll over. Oh my god, that's an unrolled one? That's crazy. Unrolled is crazy. TwitchCon. No, not at TwitchCon, at TennoCon. There we go. Let's go for another. Let's go for Health Scrub. Why not? Corrected by saying, yeah, I saw that, Quasi. I was just making fun. Just playing around. Everyone gonna have it. If you watch TennoCon for 30 minutes, I think it was 30 minutes, right? The TennoCon stream in July, if you watch that for 30 minutes and your Twitch account is linked to your Warframe account, then yes, you will get a free Valkyrie Prime with Potato installed and with inventory slot. Everybody. That's going to be the drop. And some other stuff, but like mainly Valkyrie. Can I make a video on Venka Prime Razel? That's a good question. I think I could. Sure. I mean, not that Valkyrie would actually use them. She's just going to use her Exalted. But Venka Prime is an interesting weapon because it's the only one that can go up to 13 combo. Oh, thanks, Quasi. For everybody who's interested in the drops, Quasi just said there is a post on the Warframe website that details everything. I hope get a free weapon for TennoCon. I don't think, Ripgus. I think they didn't say anything about that. Not gonna lie, friends. I really, really like the voice actress for Eleanor. Like, that voice goes into the ear and straight into your brain tissue.
Ensure her safety.
When is TennoCon stream? It is going to be July 19th. Which time of day? I don't know exactly. I think it's going to start at 11 a.m. Eastern. But don't quote me on that. Right. Brain. Yeah. Take my spells. Brain. Didn't say which brain. You know, we guys have two brains. Any tips for new player in Nephilim? That is a very generalized question. Overall, I would say no need to rush the game because no content gets ever deleted out of the game. Play through the star chart, play the story as the game throws it in your face, and don't worry all too much about build crafting until you get to a point where the game becomes too difficult to master. That is when you would finally look into making a proper build. Until then, just enjoy the ride. Try out different weapons, try out different warframes, whatever is fun. The game is really not all that mechanically difficult. It's just that there's a lot of stuff that the game throws at you, a lot of mechanics. Don't get discouraged by it. Eventually you're going to get there. If you have any specific question, then feel free to ask it. Mastering 4 at Venus, that's perfectly fine. Oh, Legicide, let's kill that thing. Mastery 4 Venus sounds like you've been playing for probably a week, roundabout. Welcome to the game, by the way. Welcome to the game. I do have a couple of older videos on my YouTube channel where I give, you know, some like top 10 beginner tips and how to mod weapons and warframes for beginners. Like if you ever have questions about those type of mechanics, then I think that is your #1 place to go, because, you know, there's a lot of common stuff that happens for beginners. Let's do one more Legicide. Let's hope the Lich appears. I think that the videos are quite helpful. But if you have any specific questions, you're always welcome to join also on stream and ask. Any specific weapons you would suggest? At Mastery 4, to be honest, not really. A lot of players recommend the Heck, which is a shotgun that you can get at Mastery Rank 4. But I personally just don't like it all too much, because it's like a single target weapon in a horde shooter like Warframe. It's not all too great, in my opinion. The first weapon that is really, really good would be the Soma at Mastery Rank 6. That is a fully automatic assault rifle, 100-round magazine, high crit chance. That's a very, very good one that can carry you easily through the entire story, up to level like 100, 120. You can even make it steel path viable later on. That's like, the Soma is the one weapon that carried everybody through the story, I kind of feel like. So that's really good. And if you ever do, that's one very important thing. If you ever do the quest where the Protea quest, which is called the, what's the Protea quest called again? Chat, what's the Protea quest called again? Deadlock Protocol. Thank you, Gucci. If you ever do the quest Deadlock Protocol, you will get a weapon out of it called Zoris. Do not sell this weapon. It's one of the best weapons in the game. Not necessarily at the beginning, because you need some later game mods for it, but it's a pain to reform it if you accidentally sell it. Don't do that. Always keep your Zoris. That's one thing I tell every beginner. Always keep your Zoris. No, but like other than that, just try out different stuff. And once you're MR6, the Soma is going to be pretty good. That would be something that is definitely worth putting all the like Forma and Orkin catalysts in, all the investment to make it really good. Yukaime, you sold one, trust me, never sell it again. Yeah, isn't it like that? Isn't that the Wraith variant? Oh, Machiavelli, you unlocked the Zoris yesterday. What the heck am I? You unlocked it yesterday. That's really good. Definitely don't sell it, man. Don't sell it. Oh yeah, and also don't sell the Broken War. Don't do that. That's also good.
Kalimos is in pain.
Kalimos is... I don't care if Kalimos is in pain. I have more important topics to talk about, like not selling Zoris. Where is Kalimos? There we go. Let's take out the Legicide and then head home.
Target has surfaced. Take it down before it dives back into the mulch.
Palenko, you got regrets on selling yours. Yeah, I feel that. I really feel that. But to be honest, right, the Zoris is not as omnipotent.
Mouse locked.
As omnipotent anymore as it used to be. Like, there are some other glaives that are easier to get that are also doing God's work right now, like the Felkor, like the Coda Pathicist, apparently. I have no idea where the heck I'm going.
Give it no quarter.
Legicide is escaping. I'm on the hunt. I'm on his tail. I will
Mouse
figure
unlocked.
it out. Okay, now I can look again. Yeah, exactly, Ripgust. Felkor is really good. Oh, let's head out. I think the Lich is not going to show up today.
Sweet Lure can see it.
Sweet Lure.
All was taken taken from Holvania and her people.
What if you use Broken War to make war? Is that a huge mistake? Oh boy. Not a huge mistake, right? It's not going to ruin your account. But you will probably have to farm a couple of Stalkers to get it again. To get a new blueprint for the Broken War. But, you know, there are also other good swords. Like, the Broken War is not the best sword in the game, right? There are other swords that are better, so you could get away with just not having one for a while. A couple, after what, 85 Stalkers over to no full war? I am very sorry to hear that. If I could, I would just give you... Wait, I think I have a couple of Broken War blueprints, don't I? Let me see. Equipment. No, not incubator. Every time. Inventory. Yeah, I have 2 blueprints. I wish I could give you one. I wish they were tradable. Yeah, but, you know, the drops sometimes suck a little bit. Black Scythe, Illinois' voice actor does unspeakable things to your brain. Yo, not only yours. Alright, you got an offer, Patrosator. For one of the lucky guys here, you're willing to give a whole Wukong Prime set for free. Oh, wow. You choose who will get it. Oh god. I don't have a command for like giveaways, unfortunately. I think I don't have a command for giveaways. What we could do, Patrosator, Patrosator is currently saying Patrosator wants to give away a Wukong Prime set. So let's do that, right? Let's do that. Let's make it this way, okay? Let me close the entire chat. If you want to win a Wukong Prime set from a lovely donation from Patrosator, message me in Warframe right now. Type in /W MHBlacky and something, like you see it on screen right now. Then you will pop up here. And we're gonna randomly, by clicking through, just like we did before, we will randomly pick somebody, and that somebody then will be given a Wukong Prime set by Patrosator. Thank you so much, Patrosator, for your lovely contribution. We're gonna, you know, leave it for a minute or two so everybody can log into the game in case you're not logged in right now. Everybody has time to quickly boot it up and send me a message. And I'm also going to leave the squad for now. Thanks for the run, guys. Patrosator, thank you so much for your generosity. Raw Artillery, welcome. You have Wukong Prime, so you passed. That is very nice from you. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. He is truly goated, Axton. Yes, Patrosator. Patrosator is our patron for the Wukong. Yeah, that kind of doesn't rhyme. I thought I had a rhyme there, but no. Memba, your internet is unfortunately down. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I am very sorry to hear that. But how can you watch the stream then? Rap2 Game and Seminator has a great clan. I don't know about Rap2 Game. Don't know the name, Corey, but I would, you know, I would definitely confirm that Seminator's clan is probably really, really good. Mobile phone member. Okay, I see it. I see. Is the light shining on my face natural? Yes and no. There's a window right there, but I also have a photo light right there, and a room light right there. So we have natural light and artificial light. Ripkas can confirm Seminator's clan is good? Yeah, I bet so. Like, bro, streams are so good, clan needs to be great too. So, we're gonna go one more minute at 5:40 my time. Right now it's 39. Once it says 5:40, we're gonna pick the winner for the Wukong Prime set. Weapon I would recommend for MR14 Loaf. That's a good question, right? At MR14, you probably have access to most of the weapons already. So I would say, Loaf, just watch like one of those videos or a tier list for the best weapons in the game. Probably in S tier, you're going to find quite some MR14 ones. Let the winner type in-game. Yet, Patrosator, we're going to make that happen. I already copied that. We're gonna message the winner so that the winner can make sure to message you in game. See, the good thing is since everybody messaged me in game, that means they are online already to message you right away. There's a Wukong of Christopher, exactly. Patersader generously said that he would give away a Wukong Prime set. Just message me in game right now if you want to be in for that. And I'm going to randomly pick someone, and that someone can then message Patersader to get a free Wukong Prime set. Is it good to use Cora with a group and helmet ability? I wouldn't say so. I know she has one, but it's not as efficient as Air Burst. I mean, sure, you could use something like Mag's Pull or Air Burst. I would probably use Pull over Air Burst. I think Pull has a better range. It depends on what you want to do. If you want to do a Gunrunner build, I would definitely use Cora's own ability because it stuns the enemies and it neatly exposes their heads in one line. If you go for a melee build, I would probably go for Mag's Pull. But then again, I think her grouping ability is actually not too bad. So, friends, I think it's time to draw. Big drum roll. Let me just completely look away. Don't want to have any allegations that I'm favoring anyone. 3, 2, 1, boom. Lord Bob 1 won the monkey. Lord Bob 1, congratulations to the Wukong Prime set for Patersader. Just type in /W pay. I cannot copy paste. Patersader. Lord Bob, just type that one in to message Patersader in game right now. And you will get your Wukong Prime set from him. Thank you again, Patersader, for generously contributing that. And Lord Bob, congratulations for the win. Rigged, yeah, exactly. rigged, GG. Yo, GG, Lord Bob. Yo, Lord Bob, are you there? Can you quickly message me? Are you there? Just so we know that you actually, you know, or Patersader, once Lord Bob messaged you, can you quickly give me feedback? Ah, you're here. Perfect. Then just message Patersader and you two can, you know, figure out the rest. I think you're probably both in the game right now. Thank you so much again. That was a really nice gesture. Can I show my Latron build, Oberti? Yes, I can. We can even compare ribbons. My Latron build. Nothing arrived yet, Patersader? Okay. Maybe Patersader, you can also quickly message Lord Bob. I mean you see his name on screen right here. You can also quickly type it in here. Lord Bob 1. That is... You got him? Okay, perfect, Patersader. Perfect. Much fun with Monkey Boy, Lord Bob. So, that right here is my ribbon. It's not ultra great, right? A bit of multi-shot, bit of crit damage, bit of fire rate. It's not bad, I would say maybe like, I don't know, 7 out of 10. Yours is definitely better, Oberti. This is like a Hunter munition setup I crafted for Grenier. Nothing special, really. It does its job. Has been a while since I took a look at the Latron last time, so maybe I could come up with something better nowadays, but I haven't really bothered. Do you armor strip with a primer? That's a good question. It really depends on which Warframe I play. If they have an armor stripping ability, of course I use that. Sometimes I use weapons, sure. Sometimes I use companions. Sometimes I don't armor strip at all because the weapon just deals ridiculous amounts of damage anyway. Is 170% heat and crit chance better? Yes, it is much better, Oberti. Because like multi-shot is also alright, but like I would rather go for the heat and the crit damage. Do I have a Kuva Shakur build? Yes, mister, I have that. It's a good old Kuva Shakur build. This is a generalist bleed build right here with primary merciless. I have a Corpus build with Toxin, Primary Deadhead. Why do I go with Deadhead? I don't know. Frost build, I don't know what the purpose of that was. I would say like a slash bleed build overall is probably the best you can do with it. It's a nice weapon. Lex Prime Elite Bounty, unfortunately no, I don't have a Lex Prime Incarnon. I do have a Lex Prime Incarnon, but it's not really built. Arokivi, should you save your plat or should you just buy mods with platinum? That really depends on how your financial situation is, right? If you only have a couple platinum to spare, I would probably save it up to like buy inventory slots and stuff that you can't get otherwise. But, you know, if you're trading for plat anyway, and if you have having a good plat flow, a good plat income, then I say it's perfectly fine to just buy a couple mods that you're too lazy to farm. I do that all the time. Slayer, you watch my videos regularly, but the first time watching you live, well then welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're having a good Wednesday so far. Only, yeah, Delarnis, that's a good point. Only buy platinum if you have the 75% platinum booster as a login reward. Whenever I get that, I go big time. That's true. So let us close that again and go with the liches again. So giveaways over then. Everybody who wants to join for the next lich hunt, you know the drill. Message me and we're going in. Cedo build, Hassan, sure, we can do that. Also have a video explaining it in more detail on YouTube. I have two Cedo builds. One is with the Cedo Altfire. This is just an overall factionless build. Primary Blight up here. This is a build for when you just use it as a primer with Primary Crux. This is a build against Grineer, Primary Blight. And this is a build specifically cooked up for the Altfire, which kind of sort of works very well with Mesas 1, for example. Actually, we could do that. Let's do that. Just for the funsies. Let us... Oh, I wanted to randomize, sorry. Do you still have Revenant? Michael, of course, I'm a Revenant main. How could I not have the beautiful Eidolon boy? Of course I have Revenant. Let's go with 0. Which one is better? The Azima, Zenistar, Zenith? Do I get all of them? Sooner or later, Shadow Rapper, you get all of them. Why do I end up at 0 again? Finally found your stream, Dragon. Good to see you on stream, man. Good to see you on stream. Happy welcome. Got Revenant Protea Lavas in the Latron Prime. That's very cool. That's a lot of good stuff cooking in the foundry there. Why are you seeing Hunter Munitions on all the rifles builds? Mastery 30, still not getting it, Karam. I mean, you can just get it from the... What was it, the Ghoul Bounties? I think the Hunter set was Ghoul Bounties, right? If you're unlucky with the drops, you can just buy it for like 3 platinum on Warframe Market. It's really not expensive. Yeah, the Zenith has infinite punch through. Actually, I find all these 3 login weapons not all too great. The Zenith is pretty good for Profit Taker in specific because it can shoot through all the terrain. But other than that, just pick whatever you resonate with. Sooner or later, you're going to get all of them anyway. So, the squad has assembled. And let's do that then. Exterminate Tekrot. Your Mastery 16 about to hit 17. How do you actually do damage in Steel Path? Zimp. Sorry for butchering that name. First thing is play a bit of Arbitrations and get Galvanized mods. Specifically, Galvanized Multi-Shot and Galvanized Status Chance mods are really, really, really good. That makes a huge difference on your weapon. And then I would personally recommend trying out a weapon that has a lot of Status Chance and can deal good damage over time. Because damage over time with an Elementalist mod and a Faction damage mod, even though I know a lot of players don't like it, Faction damage, Elementalist mod, damage over time weapons with Galvanized mods on top are so strong they melt everything. That's gonna help you in Steel Path until you get to the point where you have, you know, the first weapon arcanes and all that stuff that help you, you know, deal proper damage. How do you farm a lot of credits, Duststorm, for trading? Well, there are a couple farms. The best, I think, is the most convenient, the most convenient would be the Index on Neptune. You know, has always been the preferred credit farm for many players. You could do Profit Taker, but Profit Taker, in my opinion, is just kind of cringe. I don't like it. And then I think Steel Path Legicide Harvest here in 1999 also can give you up to 800,000 credits. What was it? Haven't tried it myself yet, but I heard a lot of people talk about it. Yeah, the tax, exactly, Duststorm. I know. I've been there myself. There was a time where I had 100 million credits. Now I have 9. Ocucore is awful if you're not a Fortuna fanboy. I don't know if I would necessarily say that. The Ocucore is really strong, but you need the augment for it, unfortunately. That's the thing. Yo, Glaive Wildfire, always good. I have a question. Is the Falcor usually attack enemies when they are in different ranges? I leveled up your Falcor and you saw that when you aim to attack enemies, it deviated. Yeah, the Falcor has auto aim. That's a normal thing. The Falcor picks its own target, kind of, sort of, and then just does whatever it wants. That's why I would recommend using it with melee influence, because melee influence makes sure that you're hitting everybody around it anyway. You fucking knew it. Yeah, that's what it does. It does not have confidence that you can aim yourself raw artillery. It's like, oh no, it's raw artillery again. Oh no, I gotta do the aiming again. He's not gonna hit it. That's what the Falcor thinks. Not my words. That's what the Falcor told me. Fang Prime still good, or should you go for the Coda cost assist dragon? That's a good question. I haven't built both of them, sadly. I think the Fang Prime a long time ago was the best melee in the game. A friend told me. I didn't even play back in the day. But I think the Fang Prime is still fine, but the Coda, Coda cost assist is probably better. Yeah, Sentient Surge Quasi is totally worth it. That augment is hella goated. Oh, could that be my Lich? Could that be my Lich? Why am I dead? That was cringe. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Let's pretend that did not happen. And that is my Lich. And I hit it. Perfect. Nice, nice, nice. So now we can actually try and, you know, kill them. Coda Costas is good. Okay, that's good to know, Fear. Death Star, you like my shirt? Thank you. I don't even know when I got it. It's actually a pretty old one. I wear that a lot. But welcome to the stream, Death Star. How's your week been going so far? Hopefully everything went smooth. You like some guidance on your compressor build, Loaf, but you don't know who to get guidance from. Maybe after this we can take a look at a couple builds again. You know, switch it up a little. I would say for the compressor in general, right? The thing with the compressor is it's not really all that great at dealing damage. It's more of a primer. And then also, again, more of a single target primer for stuff like Disruption. So what you want to focus on the compressor, in my opinion, is as much multi-shot and status chance as possible. And also
keyboard locked.
Also definitely go for secondary encumber in the arcane slot, because with like as a primer, you definitely want to have as many different elements as possible, and secondary encumber is going to give that. That will be my 2 cents on it. You'll be back and go cut some grass. Okay,
keyboard
Zapatron.
Unlocked.
Much fun with that. Much success. Always good to have some physical labor out in the open. Some fresh air. Oh, I hear something. I hear a humming. Oh, there it is. Give me that. Colorful Mobility Fox PvP. I mean, you can use Wrathful Advance for mobility, you know, as a teleporting tool. That works. But I think Kullervo in general is a great frame, not only for melee, but also for ranged weapons even. So, like, if you want to have a frame that is really quick through the mission, then go for Titania, Gauss, or Volt. Titania is probably the best one. But, you know, Kullervo is never bad. Any good elements this week, Blesko? I haven't taken a look at just yet, but I've heard something is 57%, right? Something like that. Clem. Okay, thanks for the run, friends. Let me quickly remod my Parazon. It was the 44 was the right one, right? Was the 44? I think it was the 44. Yeah, the 44. So then we take these out and give the disinfection in here and that disinfection. That's going to be good. What is the best place to farm Oracle Cell days? I do not know what the best place is, but I know if you're in the mid or early game and you're leveling up stuff, always do it in the mission Helene on Saturn, because Helene is a good mission to farm experience for your weapons and warframes, and you get hell of Oracle Cells on the side. Like I think currently I have like 500 Oracle Cells in my inventory, which is actually not all that much. No inventory. Oracle Cells. Yeah, I have 600 Oracle Cells, and I do not actively farm Oracle Cells. These Oracle Cells are all from me from 5 years ago, leveling up in Helene Saturn. Like, I haven't ever farmed Oracle Cells again afterwards. That is what I would recommend. It's probably not the best affinity farm, but it's good for, you know, getting Oracle Cells and affinity at the same time. Seminator has like 10,000. Yo, Seminator has 10,000 of everything. I wouldn't be surprised if Seminator has 10,000 Argon crystals, and then he farms Argon crystals every day, so it never drops below 10,000. You know what I mean? Bro is dedicated as hell, right? If Seminator has more something than you in Warframe, that is not an insult to you. It's just normal. It's like saying, but Elon Musk has more money than you. Yeah, of course he has. You know what I mean? Sam is probably the most dedicated Warframe player that I personally know. Oh, you unlocked the Orvius Riven Raw Artillery. That's cool. I think Orvius is like not one of the meta glaze, but with a good Riven and a high disposition, you could make something out of it. Maybe get a Riven with electricity on it. That would be cool. You know, for melee influence. But friends, I said we're going to take a look at some more builds and loadouts from you. So I'm going to close this right now. And everybody who wants me to take a look at their builds, loadouts, fashion, message me right now. I'm going to take a very quick toilet break. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and then we're going to start taking a look at it. Let's go to Be Right Back and activate some music right here. See you in 2 minutes. Don't go away, or I'm going to send Clem after you. And then we're going to go over our builds. Clem. Yo. Let's get back into here. Switch off the music. What? Crimson Gaming got a 275% this month. You're a lucky person. You are very, very lucky. Let's take Yo Wartex. Hi. Yo. Welcome back. Welcome to everybody who came in while I was on the toilet. Let's go to our build review skin right here and review builds with the build review skin. You know what I mean? Again, for everybody who joined recently, if you want to submit your build to be reviewed, just message it to me in game, and we're gonna randomly pick people and then see where we're going. Can I please just move that window? Probably not. God, I hate resizing the chat window here. Never mind. We're going to keep it at that then. Okay. Let's go. Let's see what we have right here. Quasi-gyre plus conductive sphere plus cathode current with vast log and melee influence. I want to keep that in mind. Maybe we can talk about it again when I finally get to actually building my gyre, because, you know, my gyre is still unbuilt and unused. But that sounds like a pretty complicated, probably nice setup. Where do you find my Revenant build, Griselar? Now, on my YouTube channel. Just type in Revenant in the search bar on my channel, you're going to find it. Go for the newer one, not the 2022 one. That's not so good. So, let's see. Let's take a look at this, which is not a person again. Let's take a look at this. Torrid mod configuration. Okay, let's check it out. With a Riffin. Ooh, we got a little flexy hexy right here. Critical damage, heat, and yeah, weapon recoil doesn't matter. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So you have viral heat, which is nice. Like viral heat, damage over time with viral. This is very, very nice. Primary Merciless for the damage, sure. Malignant Force for the viral. Galvanized Chamber. Primed Firestorm. The Bane of Murmur. Critical and critical. Let me think. How was it again? What did I say in my Torrid build? I have I'm a bit wondering right now with the multi-shot. Was it that the multi-shot does not work on? What was it that the multi-shot only works on enemies that are hit by the direct string? There was something. I remember there was something. There was one mod that only works on enemies by the direct string if you directly hit them, but not if you hit them with the AoE. I'm not sure if that was multi-shot. I mean, here I use multi-shot. Yo, see you, Lig, my lord. Good to see. Always good to have you here. Always good to have you here, man. Multi-shot works better than status. Okay, it was galvanized aptitude, Sablio. Okay, fair. It doesn't work on AoE. I'm like the thing is, I'm not sure if it was galvanized aptitude or multi-shot. I would really have to look up my own video. Or we can quickly go into the Warframe wiki. Let's go into the Warframe wiki. I want to check that out for myself now. I don't want to spread misinformation here. Because if it was multi-shot that didn't work, then maybe potentially hypothetically you don't want to use Galvanized Chamber. Let me quickly Torrid Incarnon. Let me quickly check that out. Multi. Okay, the word multi-shot does not... Oh, it does exist. As a continuous beam weapon, the spherical damage radius does not benefit from multi-shot, only targets directly hit by the beam benefit. Okay, that's the thing. Multi-shot on the Torrid Beams chaining from targets that were in the damage radius but not directly struck by the initial beam itself will also not benefit. Okay, so that's a bit complicated, but I got it now. Multi-shot on the turret works as follows. If you hit an enemy directly with the beam, multi-shot bonus will apply to them. The string of 3 more enemies that will originate from the enemy that you're hitting directly with the turret, these enemies will also benefit from multi-shot. But the AoE of the turret, you know, from the beam on impact, and all the enemies hit by the AoE, and all the enemies hit by the strings originating from the AoE, these do not benefit from multi-shot. So the question you got to ask yourself when you go for Galvanized Chamber is, do you aim for like specific enemies? If yes, that's fine. If you just want to AoE delete anything without aiming, then I would probably not go for multi-shot, because it's not going to work on most of the enemies. Prime Firestorm though is good, because the AoE is bigger. So I would say that's just something you got to decide for yourself. I'm not saying multi-shot is bad, just saying depending on the situation, it's not going to work. What would I put instead of multi-shot? Maybe more base damage, maybe another element, maybe fire rate. Fire rate is always good because, you know, status and everything. Or galvanized aptitude, maybe. But then again, I don't think galvanized aptitude works on the AoE, does it? Yeah, probably just fire rate in this case. No base, his arcane has no... Holy chat tabs. Okay, let's see which build we're going to take a look at next. This one right here. Nezha. Okay, Sunder Nezha nuke build. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it. What we got here? We got a lot of strength. Okay. Range is decent too. Sunder Nezha nuke. We got Divine Retribution. I don't know exactly if they're like... I know what Divine Retribution does. I know what Thermal Sunder does. I'm not sure if there's like a specific interaction that I'm unaware of here, but, you know, for AoE nuking, sure, more strength, more range definitely makes sense. Archon Vitality also for the double heat proc, that makes sense. Corrosive Projection Armor Strip makes sense. Mold Augmented Mold Efficiency. Do you need the duration for Divine Retribution? I'm not that big into Nezha, so I'm not 100% sure why you would... need the duration. Maybe it's just for convenience. Not 100% sure right now, but I think overall this looks pretty darn decent. Prime Flow Equilibrium means you're never going to have energy problems, especially if you're going with Streamline as well. Seems good. I think you can get a lot of kills with it. Can I put the camera left? Yeah, we can do that. Give me a second. Where are we? Let's move the camera. Where is it? Webcam there. Let's move that all the way over here. Yeah, it's going to be over the stats. Like, no matter where I put it, it's always going to be over something. That's the problem. But yeah, at least you're going to see the mods then. I think you do, right? Let me quickly double check it. Yeah, I'm over the stats. I could put myself here. I think that would be the best thing for reviewing builds. Not covering any stats, and it's going to be all right. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Does Jade's 4 get snapshotted if you use Ability Strength Song before pressing it and switching to Deathbringer? Ooh, I would have to try it myself. Yeah, I'm not confident answering that right now. Not 100%. Yes, sounds good. Okay. Not 100% sure if Jade's... I think Jade's 4 should snapshot stuff, but I'm not 100% sure. I would have to look into it. Worm Invocation. Okay, if it snapshots Worm Invocation, then it will probably snapshot any other strength buff as well. I don't think that the game differentiates between where the strength buff comes from. What do we got here? Furax Wraith. Okay, Grogus. Okay, what are we doing with the Furax Wraith? We buffing up some fire rate. Going for Blast. Okay, Blast Melee Influence, Galvanized Steel, Galvanized Elementalist, Seismic Wave, Slam. Oh, you're slamming with it. That sounds pretty cool. But like, is Necrotic Shadows, welcome to the stream, and hi Sahamoth as well. Does it make sense with such a low status chance to go with Melee Influence on Slam? I'm not the biggest, most experienced Slam player, but to me it kind of feels like, isn't it a bit inconsistent? To go for a Slam and then an Elementalist damage over time situation? Or am I completely bugging? Isn't it that, like, for Slam, you just want to have as much just damage as possible? Archon Continuity will go hard on Oraxia. Do we have info on her skills, Quasi? It can nuke with a blast. Yeah, sure, but, you know, the question is, with 42% status chance, are you going to trigger Melee Influence consistently enough to deal enough blast to actually nuke? That's the question. I mean, Grogus, you'll probably have tried it yourself, and if it works, then I'm not going to deny that. It's just one question that I have in mind looking at this right now. Hey guys, why farming Void Plume variants is so hard? You're doing something wrong, or is it meant to be like that? Ahmed, you can try going with a max range Limbo, and then just spam your 4th ability. That will break all the containers in the level, and then you can pick up the resources, and if you still see resource drops on the radar, that will most likely be Void Plumes. It's going to make it much easier to find them. Or you could go with a Parallax Landing Craft if you have that, and use the Orokin Eye skill that it has to instantly mark all of them on your map. This would be my two ideas. Yeah, buy the Parallax ship. Old Place also says that. Parallax is really good for farming these types of resources. So yeah, Grogus, I think it's a good idea if it works out. I haven't tried it myself. But if it works for you, I think that's great. That's right, Critic. We are playing Warframe. You can do the Limbo thing with... Oh yeah, Chicken. Yeah, you can do it with Zaku too. That's true. Which weapons synergize well with Gara? I think you can put anything onto her. Genuinely, I think Gara is actually best when played with her own exalted weapon. I think that's the best on her because it's incredibly powerful. But in specific, you can just use anything, right? Gara's kit does not do anything in specific that would favor one weapon over something else, in my opinion.
Clone.
Not doing mastery test. Galian, take a look at the FAQ down below. What's the best way to farm Endo Vitality? The best way to farm Endo is the mission Vodyanoi on Sedna, but that would take way too long to explain on how exactly that works. So the most convenient way is probably just to do high-level bounties in the Zeraman, in the open worlds, in 1999, in the Sanctum Anatomica. That will usually also give you quite a lot. Let me pick the next one. Let me pick the next... Or arbitration. Yeah, Ripgus, that's a very, very good point. Arbitrations too. You get a lot of statues, and then you can use those statues to turn them into Endo. Next build is going to be this. Fox PvP with the Harmony. Okay. I have a build on the Harmony. I can say something about it. Good to see you, Lone Eagle. Are you stocking up Devere materials for the Spider Embrayage? Since I'm in the Warframe Creator Program, I'm going to be giving the Spider Frame for free the moment she releases, so we can try her out on stream right away, which means I am in the very lucky position to not have to farm for anything. Even if I was not in the Creator Program, I would just buy her for Platinum so I can make a video as quickly as possible and, you know, try her out with you on stream. But I think it's fair for like non-main job Warframe players to actually go and farm some Devere stuff. Yeah, I think that's a good point, Embrayage. So what do we got here with the Harmony? We got Killing Blow, Melee Elementalist, Slash, Organ Chatter, Sacrificial, Focus Radon, Corrupt Charge. So I'm not sure if this is like, to me this looks a little bit like a mid towards endgame type of build because there are no galvanized mods and no arcanes involved just yet. So I'm not going to be like, oh, why don't you have an arcane? If you have access to melee arcanes, then definitely try to go for melee afflictions here. That's the optimal arcane for the harmony. I would personally say go with prime pressure point over sacrificial pressure. I'm not a fan of sacrificial pressure, even though it technically synergizes with sacrificial steel, but I think prime pressure point is still better if you have it. If not, then go with that. Or condition overload. Instead of corrupt charge, if you have access to galvanized mods, go with galvanized reflex. That gives you much more initial combo than this here. And other than that, yeah, once you put galvanized reflex in here, you also don't need focus radon anymore because galvanized reflex also gives you heavy attack efficiency. So put a faction damage mod into here, and you're going to be good. You're going to probably be having one of the very strongest melees in the entire game. But overall, looks pretty good already. Lasting Sting, good. Yeah, Ryuko, that's a good point. Yeah, completely forgot. Lasting Sting, also great, because Lasting Sting increases the status duration, and on the Harmony, that means more overall damage. Very good point. Probably Lasting Sting over Karna's Mandible in that case. So yeah, Lasting Sting here, Galvanized Reflex here, melee afflictions here, and faction damage mod here. Then you have probably the best Harmony build, or one of the best variations of the Harmony. Do kit guns still hold up nowadays, Moonfall? I think yes. I think they're pretty good, yeah. 100%. Status rate, yeah, Lasting Sting, definitely. Are you an official Warframe creator? Yes, I am. Guy, that's Guy Doi. That's fun. We have two that guys. We have that guy called CH, and we have that guy Doi. How many that guys are hiding in the chat? How many more? Yes, I'm an official Warframe creator. I have been in the creator program for quite a while. Actually, I got into the program in, I think, 2020 or 2021 when I was still doing only German content. And then I've been active ever since. No, Zeppatron, you got disconnected from a bounty and lost everything. Ah, shit, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, netcode really sucks sometimes. I'm sorry that you have to refarm all of that. That is bad, man. That is bad. So, who we got next? When does Borrow come? Over to on Friday. Just 2 more days, and he'll be there. Boom. Wisp Prime. Oh, let's take a look at Wisp. That's going to be cool. That is going to be cool. So, what do we have here? We have Chirinka Pillar over the 2. Chirinka Pillar over the 2. Okay. I would say Sawyer. Make sure that Moog doesn't see this. Make sure that Moog doesn't see this. No, just kidding, man. I think in general, right? I think in general, Wisp is excellent. Doesn't necessarily need a subzoom, but you are using Cataclysmic Gate, so you obviously can't throw away her 4. So I think that's fine. Cataclysmic Gate, I've heard, is really, really good. I haven't tried it out myself just yet. Archon Stretch makes sense. Continuity. I don't know if you need Archon Continuity, technically, because are you inflicting Toxin with abilities? Maybe you don't have Prime Continuity, that's why you're using it. In that case, perfectly fine. Vitality for the Heat procs makes sense. Arcane Impetus and Mold Augmented for the ability strength, also perfectly fine. And yeah, more strength, the augment, strength. I think this is going to deal a lot of damage with the 4. Unfortunately, I haven't tried the 4 with the augment just yet. But from what I heard, it's pretty OP. And if it is, then I think this is a very, very great build to go with that. So nothing really I would have to add right here. It looks good. Clum. Mousy, just watched my guide on Mastery and currently leveling up the Caliban that was getting dusty at level 0 and it was never used before, even if you had him. Then much fun with the leveling. I hope you get into max rank pretty soon. By the way, in case you didn't know, Mousy, Caliban is going to get an augment very soon with the next update in 2 weeks. And that's going to make Caliban very, very OP, I think. Just in case you find a liking to him during the leveling, maybe that's something you want to know. Why Corvex? That's a good question, actually. Why Corvex? Probably for, like, crowd control? I would suspect. Even though I don't think that Wisp really needs to hold down enemies with crowd control because she has Breach Surge. But hey, who am I to say this? Is Kalervo getting an augment? Yes, Dragon. Kalervo is also getting an augment, but they haven't revealed what that does. So we just have to wait. So let me pick one. This one. A Wisp Prime look. Hey, first we took a look at the build. Now we have a Wisp Prime look. This looks... Ooh, I like it. I like it. It's like a Blood Angel Wisp. I like the Signia on her. That works very well. The wings with the color scheme also work very well. You know, sometimes you have the issue that some equipment pieces, when you put the same color on them, they just have a different shade anyway, which really sucks. But here it works really nicely, and I think she looks pretty darn cool. Also a little bit sentient, you know what I mean? Like with the dark red and the gray, like the sentient scheme with the blue energy. Is that the point of it? Is that supposed to be a sentient wisp? If yes, would make perfect sense. What? The skin is staring at me, Mousy. At you? That wisp could stare at me anytime. How many new Warframe augments? I think 4, Ramsey. It's going to be 4 in total. Caliban, Kalervo, and then 2 more. I forgot for whom. Wrathful Advance is already OP. Yeah, I would be surprised if they make a Wrathful Advance augment that makes it even stronger. Maybe they would do something like Wrathful Advance is capped at 200% strength, and therefore you get something. That would make it probably interesting. Like getting our monkey brains to purposely not get red crits for something else. I think that would be an interesting take, but I also think a lot of players wouldn't like it. One is Jade Agonize. Okay, Jade. Yeah, sure, Jade. It was Jade. Let me quickly pick one. Boom. Dante. Oh, that's good. I know Dante. Red crits are like drugs. It is like that, right? Orange crits just don't do it. Imagine there was an augment that would make it that orange crits deal 10 times more crit damage, which would make them objectively better than red crits. I think we would still not use it. Let's be real. We would still go for the red crits, wouldn't we? A technical question, Christopher. If a frame has an active ability and an arcane that boosts strength, will said ability get that buff live, or will it have to be recast? That is a, like for abilities that have a duration where you cast them and then they are on, they do snapshot strength buffs. So if you have the strength first and then you activate the ability, then definitely the strength will be on the ability till it runs out. But I also think there are exceptions, because I think Roar, if you have it on already and then you get more strength, I think it sort of gets updated live. And then some Exalted's also snapshot, and some others I think don't. I think it's spaghetti code, Christopher, unfortunately. I think there is no rule to it. I think you just got to try it out in the simulacrum for yourself for your individual case. KX List. Oh, yeah, I would also hope that that Jade or Dante get a deluxe. They really could use one. So let's take a look at the build. Take a look at the build right here. Arcane Impetus, I am a fan, because that means we're going Noctua with secondary encumber, which is very, very good. Mold augmented for even more strength. Strength on Dante is very good, because that means you have more overguard. A Dreamer's Bond, I would try on Dante. No, I mean, you can use whatever you like, honestly. It's just that I'm personally not too big of a fan of Dreamer's Bond. Thieves' Wit, it's okay. You know, Excellent Slot is always personal preference. Equilibrium means energy en masse. Flow is good. What we're going to have here, we're going to have a range, duration, precision intensify, It's fine. Transient Fortitude, Prime Continuity. I think overall that's a good all-around build. It really is. I think you're not going to run into any energy trouble. You're going to deal a lot of damage. You can use it for the Noctua with Arcane Impetus. You can use it for the buffs and the casting. I think that's a pretty good build. It's like not terribly 100% optimized, but given the fact that, you know, your arcanes are not max ranked, I think this is more like a mid to end game build. And for that, it is very good. It's going to deal a lot of damage. Which Coda weapon should you get, Dreieckskopf? That's a very good question. I only own 2 myself just yet, so I'm not confident giving a suggestion. I know a lot of people say the Coda Basicist is the best Coda weapon. I also think the Coda Pathicist, was that the glaive? Yeah, Pathicist with the glaive, right? I think that is also very good. Other than that, I think you're pretty much free to use whatever you like. I thought the Kimbo pistols I've heard, I forgot the name, they're also probably pretty good. So let's go 3 more builds and then farm some more Coda. How about that? Pathicist is the glaive, yes. I would recommend the glaive. Glaives are always awesome. We go this. Revenant Prime look. Ooh, I'm always up for that. And I already like it. You know, the purple with the dark and the gold always gives me sort of Blizzard vibes. You know what I mean? Looks like a Warcraft character or like a Darksiders design. Oh yeah, Christopher, I've heard the Pox is actually pretty good. Doesn't Moke have a video on the Pox? I know I didn't watch it, but it popped up in my recommendations. Mystic Flower, Octavia's Manticore. You can change the instrument sound. Do I have to buy each of them or can you farm them like standing? I'm not sure. I think the different instruments are platinum only, aren't they? Chad, or am I bugging? The different instrumentations for Octavia, are they platinum only or can you like farm them? I mean, you can always farm stuff and sell it off to other players to farm platinum and then buy it, of course. But I think it's plat only. Okay, plat only. Yeah, sorry to disappoint you, Mystic Flower. Platinum only, apparently. But like, what is definitely not disappointing is this beautiful Revenant design here. I like that. Sad that Gilded Revenant isn't here. If Gilded Revenant was here, we could... he would probably also give his approval on that. I think he would like that. The Narvar chestplate. I should get that because it looks pretty darn good. Which Warframe does it come with, the Narvar chestplate? It's Fly, what's good? Good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. How am I doing? We're just, you know, taking a look at viewer builds, viewer fashion right now. 2 more builds we go, and then we farm some more Coda Liches. That's what we're doing. How's your week been going so far? Zapatron, what should you mod on Sevagoth? That's a complicated question because Sevagoth can be modded into 2 completely different styles for the Exalted Shadow and for the Room Nuking. I would, as stupid as it sounds, I would suggest you check out my Sevagoth Nuke King build from last year. That should still be relatively up to date. And it has built-in explanations on both playstyles there. And we go with this build here. Sun and Moon. Okay, some dual sword action. Saren Sobek is absolutely OP, Joel. 100%. I can confirm that. That is how it is. Give me one quick second. There was... Unfortunately, I just closed the window there. So, what do we have here? Condition Overload. That is fine. Blood Rush. Yes. Primed Reach, Pressure Point, Organ Shatter, True Steel, Buzzkill, and even more Slash. So we're definitely going to go for a Slash DOT build here. I see that. I would personally not go for True Steel because Blood Rush is already going to give you a ton of crit chance. And with a base of 20%, I think it would be a bit of a waste to mod for a second crit chance. So I would rather put a faction damage mod in here, especially if you go for Slash DOT like you do. Faction damage is going to do complete wonders. And then instead of Pressure Point, I would, if you have, use an Elementalist mod. because you're already getting a lot of base damage from Condition Overload. If you have like a companion that helps with the priming, that's going to be good. Elementalist and faction damage is always nice. I think Buzzkill is fine. I think both of them are fine. If you want to go for pure slash. Yeah, I think for a somewhat mid-game-ish build here, that's fine. But I would probably replace one of these here with more attack speed, in case you don't have that as an arcane on your weapon. Just so you know, you have more DPS. That would be my thoughts. And now we go with the last one. No melee affliction for the status stacks. I think this is more of a mid-game build, so when people don't have an arcane equipped, I always think they're probably going to be mid-game players who don't have access to an arcane yet, so I'm not going to make any recommendations. Trying to make an immortal weapons platform Serenit's Fly. That kind of sounds like Cyto 9's Evade as a subsume. And the final build will be this. It's the same thing, isn't it? Nice. Let's do that again. This. Look Revenant Prep. We already had that too. And this. Look Titania. We didn't have that. Let's check that out. Do you have Excalibur Prime EXO? Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, when Warframe came out, the fun thing is I actually played it on already in the beta, but I was too broke back in the day, so I didn't buy the supporter pack for $100, and I didn't get Excalibur Prime, and it will haunt me till the end of my days. So what do we got here? We got a Titania. She looks actually pretty cool. Another great use of these Zeraman shoulder plates, which is actually nice because I might steal some of these ideas here as I'm currently working on my Titania guide myself. Like the Zeraman shoulder plates look pretty good with the Empress skin. The ephemera looks also stunning with her and the razor flies around her. I think this is great. I really like the look. If you could sell Excalibur Prime for Platinum, how much would he be worth? Oh, that's a different one. That's a difficult one. I would say 100,000 at least. I think you would have a lot of players who spend their entire day trading for Platinum, having 100,000 plus plat on their account through trade. And I'm sure a lot of these players would buy an Excalibur Prime for 100,000. I think that's if you were to sell an Excalibur Prime and put 100,000 platinum price tag on it, I bet you're gonna find a buyer in one day. I bet you're gonna find a buyer in one day. Yeah, sure, Reborn Spirit. I totally agree, right? Let the founders have their Excalibur 100%. Just because I am sad that I will never have one does not mean that I think it's a bad design decision. No, Excalibur Prime was always a treat for those who supported the game when the game needed support the most, and it's perfectly fine if they are the only ones to ever have him. It's not like Excalibur Prime is better than any other Excalibur. So, no, I think that's fine. I think that's very fine. Thank you all for sharing. Now let's do half an hour more of Coda runs before we end the stream. For everybody who wants to join for Coda Lich Hunting, message me now in-game and I'm going to invite you, just like we did before. Let's go with Saren a little bit. With Saren and... Yeah, come on, why not? Let's go Saren Torrid. Why not? Why not? Blast? No, let's go with that. Why not? I don't even know what the build is, but never mind. The Chinese version Excalibur Umbra Prime. I'm not sure. I thought Excalibur Umbra was sort of brought into the Chinese version to sort of be the Prime, and then they brought them to the original, to the Western version. I just don't exactly know. Can I explain how Burning Hate works, Zero? I can explain that, but I would suggest you check out my hate video that I made last week where I explained that in detail. In general, what Burning Hate makes is that that you shoot out projectiles and they hit an enemy and then they explode, and the explosion procs heat, and then that increases the status damage that your weapon deals, which means every type of damage over time effect that you have gets more potent, which is a very, very, very strong buff that you get. Excalibur Umbra Prime as their founder exclusive. That's pretty cool, Reborn Spirit. And we go with number 1. We go with the number 2. That's not a number 2. That's not a number 2. That's somebody. And the third one we have right here. Boom. Let's get this going. Maybe I'm getting lucky and actually get some stitches on my lich this time. Invite someone else? Okay. Please only message me if you want to do Coda runs, or we're done with the build overview for the time being. That's why I closed all the windows. We already have Fox. Have I heard of Do It Night Abyss? Yeah, that's omega cringe. I have seen the video from Pupsker on it. I have seen some gameplay myself. And I'm going to be real, right? I'm going to be real. I am not ideologically opposed to gacha games in any way. I even have a complete second YouTube channel with 25,000 subscribers where I play Genshin Impact, right? I'm not one of these people who are like, oh, gacha game bad, slop, blah, blah, hate. No. I think gacha games in general are fine. I just think Duet Night Abyss is specifically fucking bad in terms of how it obviously copies the heck out of Warframe. And it doesn't even do so in a good way, you know what I mean? You look at the animations, you look at the polish, and it's just absolute horse piss. Like, if they were to message me to like advertise their game, they better pay me $20,000 for a 30-second integration. Otherwise, I'm not gonna do that, right? That is a really not good game. Like, I've seen also other lower budget gacha titles who have way more polish, are way more creative and all that. I'm not just saying this as like a Warframe shield who says like, oh, you're copying from my favorite game, blah blah, you're bad. Nah, if it was actually a good game with some good ideas, polish, that is, you know, good, I would be like, yeah, sure, they copy a lot of mechanics from Warframe, but it's still a fun game. But that doesn't look like it's a fun game. It doesn't look so at all. That is my personal thing. I haven't played it. I just saw Pupsker's video, but like in the video you could already see that like there is a lot of polish that is just not there. Gacha Games is full robe. We call it Sayandana, not robe. God, that was cringe. You're right. It's closed beta. Maybe they're going to put some polish into it. Sure. Maybe they're going to put some polish into it. If they do, I might check it out. Might. But the way it looks right, like the art style is also something that I kind of sort of found a bit meh because it looks a bit inconsistent to me. Right? If you look at Genshin, for example, Genshin has a very consistent art style. You might like it, you might not like it, and that's both fine. But one thing you can definitely say is that Genshin has a consistent art style. It's not like that you look at something and then it had, let me rephrase that. It had a consistent art style before Natlan. It had a consistent art style before Natlan. Yeah, then Natlan came and then that stopped as well. But like Duet Night Abyss kind of gives me also the same feeling, kind of a bit like what Natlan did to the rest of the art style of Genshin, where it just doesn't feel right to me. It just doesn't feel like, eh.
Do something about that scrubber before
It's the fact that they're not even hiding the plagiarism. What was the rip-off Warframe called? Oh, that was the First Descendant. That was the First Descendant. That was the Warframe ripoff. I played that for a while. I actually liked it quite a bit. You know, it was very bad in terms of monetization. It was very cash grabby. I didn't like that part. But it also did have a couple of good ideas that, in fact, Warframe itself implemented after the First Descendant. I'm not sure if they did it because of the First Descendant, but I'm saying that they did it after the First Descendant did it. For example, Omniforma. That's something that the First Descendant had before Warframe. Kinda, sorta. And I think it's a good thing that Warframe did that. Yeah, Genshin is terrible when it comes to player retention. Yeah, as soon as you hit a certain level, there's not a lot to do. I agree. I also kind of stopped playing it recently because it's just, there's not much to do there. I have my couple of teams that are pretty dripped out, and then that's not what I want to do. That are pretty dripped out, and they just kill everything, and there's no interest there, really. Was the open beta Dark Sector or just 2018 Warframe Dragon? Dark Sector is a completely different product. That was a game commissioned by a publisher where, you know, it was basically contracted work for Digital Extremes. And Warframe, the closed beta, was in 2012. And it released officially in 2013. Yeah, that's it. Genshin has a lot of controversy. Which gacha game doesn't? Sure, it has a lot of controversy, especially in terms of Natlan, you know. I can see that. But I don't want to get into the politics of the whole skin color Natlan thing right here on stream, because it's going to turn into a shit show as soon as you talk politics or identity politics or anything like that. And I'm not up for that. Will I make a video about Gyre Lustin? I will. I cannot promise when that will be, but she's definitely on my list because one of the few frames I've never really looked into all too much, and I definitely should do that because all the people say she's great, and I don't doubt that. I just need some time to try her. Wuwa currently, yeah, I also think Wuwa is in a pretty good spot. Like in the gacha space, I think that Wuwa is in a pretty good spot. I played it very, very quickly, like for 2 hours or so on my old PC. But as I also said in a previous stream, my old PC was pretty shit. And it couldn't handle Wuwa. It couldn't handle a constant 60 FPS on Wuwa, which was, yeah, pathetic. And then I uninstalled it, and I haven't had time to try it ever since. But I would like to give it another shot. You love Wuwa combat? Oh, I agree. The combat is great. Even for just having played it for 2 hours with a choppy frame rate, I can say that Wuwa combat is miles ahead of Genshin, and Genshin will never get there, right? I think Genshin is just going to live off of the fans that it has built over the years, you know, during COVID, for having been the first product with that type of polish in the gacha space. But I think Genshin will struggle to attract new players in a day and age where we have stuff like Wuwa, right? If you nowadays, right, if you were to say to yourself, today, I want to start a gacha game and start looking what looks most exciting to you, I think there's a very high chance it would not be Genshin Impact. And I think that's also the reason why we see Genshin numbers decline, because they just don't put in any effort because they can print money anyway. Start with Withering Waves, Peter Sader. Who knows? Maybe. Maybe I do that. Maybe I will give it another shot and start posting Wuwa stuff on my Genshin channel. Okay, let's go for another. Let's go for another. I want to give at least one punch to my Lich. At least give him 30%. You might get addicted to Wuwa. Oh, that's fine. I personally think I'm not really one to have issues with addiction. I mean, I played Genshin for a while and I didn't get addicted to that. You have a Genshin channel? Exactly, I have that, Beatless. It's called MHBlacky. Same naming convention, one word. Look is pretty similar too. You can check it out if you like. And we are going into the next mission with you. That is a question mark. With you. With you. And you. And you. Oh, Fox again. Okay. Fox got lucky. You have been playing Warframe for 11 years, though. No, I haven't been playing Warframe for 11 years. I tried it in 2012, and then I was offline till 2018, and then I got back. So it's more like 7 years plus a bit in the closed beta. MH stands for Monster. Exactly. That is true, because I used to start out with Monster Hunter stuff on YouTube a long, long time ago. Probably longer ago than some of the people watching here are old. Where am I in Warframe, Jens? Jens? This is the back rooms. You will unlock this after you're done with the 1999 story quest. It stands for Michael Hexen. No, it only stands for Michael Hexen on the 1st of April. Which Warframe update is my favorite? That's a very good question. I think it was actually 1999. I think this whole real life take on Warframe, a lot of players didn't like it. I personally liked it a lot because it was very, very fresh. Yeah. Except the underground tile set in Helvania, which I really don't like. I think 1999 was great. June 25th is Isle Reaver. Exactly, Cap Gamer. A lot of people already updated me that they gave the intro out today. I'm excited. 2 more weeks. Can't wait for Spider Frame to finally drop. Why did you make us wait, Striker? I'm pretty sure they would have released it next week, but I think they're probably fixing some bugs. I think they rather release it in a more polished way rather than, you know, rushing it. Raziel, a non-meta weapon tier list. That's a good point. If you wanna have like a top X type of weapon list, I think Warframe Flow has made quite a couple of videos on exactly that topic recently. Going for very fun off-meta weapons. Just check it out on YouTube. Goat, the only thing you disliked about 1999 was the Kim system and its requirement to progress the standing level. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I like the Kim system as a whole. It's just that I never really had the time to, you know, spend as much time sitting there reading text. I'm just not a big reader. Never been. So I feel where you're coming from. I think 2 things can be true at the same time. On the one hand, that the Kim system is very well written and has a lot of effort put into it. That can be true at the same time as just people not wanting to bother with it. You know what I mean? Really, Mousy, you dislike New War so much? Actually, I really did like New War. But tastes are very much different, and that's perfectly fine. You have to be online during this moment to catch it. Don't miss out like me, lol. What do you mean, Mario? Are we talking about TennoCon Valkyrie again? New War felt tiring, Mousy. Like, it was definitely very different to normal Warframe, which is probably why I liked it. But I can understand why people who play Warframe for playing Warframe would probably not like it all that much. Massive turning point. It is a massive turning point. Yeah, Lad King, 100%. The convos are well written. They totally are. I'm just a pesky Dumbo who doesn't like reading. Never did.
Amir's code injection is like activated charcoal to the tech rot.
Is Oberon underrated, nerd? Nah. Maybe after his eventual rework he will be. Maybe, potentially, hypothetically. No, I think Oberon is one of the few frames who cannot be underrated at the moment. Coda Sportrix, Razel, I don't know. I don't have it yet. Unfortunately, I cannot say anything about that. In your opinion, does Valkyrie actually need a rework? Other frames actually could use it more. Striker, I think we don't need to discuss that, right? I think everybody agrees that Valkyrie didn't need the rework all that much, and that Oberon and other frames would have needed it way more. The only thing that I think genuinely that Valkyrie would have needed is the changes to her exalted weapon, you know, giving it actually good combos so that you can use it out of spin to win. If they had just done that, I think everybody would have been fine. I think, though, the changes to the rest of her kit, like her 1 and her 2 and her 3, they're all fine. I think the only problem that people are having is, of course, the invincibility thing. Hadn't it been for that, I think nobody would have complained about the rework. I'm curious as to how it will ship, like what exactly will be the final state of the rework. That's what I'm curious about. Ordinary PvP, should you purchase Varuna? I think Varuna is a great melee frame. I don't think she is one of the ultimate must-have frames for every account though. If you like her, and if you can afford it, then feel free to purchase her, sure, right? You do you. She's not a bad frame, she's actually pretty good, as I said, but she's not like a top 5, I think. Yeah, sure, you can always farm, of course. There are not that many Warframes in the game who are so bad in terms of farm that I would actively encourage to buy them. I think Oberon, not Oberon, Harrow is one of them. Nidus is one of them. Those were 2 that I actually bought for real money because I didn't want to do the farm. Grendel can be pretty meh as well, but if you have someone else to help you through the mission, it's not that bad. Maybe Citrine, but then again, it's also like, sure, the farm takes a bit longer, but it's still fine because there's a pity system, unlike Harrow and Nidus. What are the prime frames on rotation right now? Isn't it Revenant and Garuda? Was it Revenant Garuda? You finished Zeraman, currently trying to get to MR7. That's pretty early, right? Mousy, for Zeraman? MR7? You were pretty fast. Protea and Ivara. Oh yeah, Protea is hard. I get that, yeah. Ivara, I don't remember what her farm was. Spy missions, wasn't it? I think I got it pretty quickly, though. Maybe I got lucky. Papers of kill them all. Yes, that's what we're going to do here. That's the whole purpose of us being in this mission. Oh, let's extract. I think the Lich just doesn't want to show up today. I think I just got lucky with my Ivara back in the day, because I can remember I probably farmed her for like 1 or 2 hours and then I had everything. See, that right here, friends. That right here is the reason why I hate the underground part of this tile set. What the heck? Ugh. Garuda Prime Showcase. I should probably do that, yeah. I should probably do that. You know, the thing is, I wish I could just make a video in 2 hours. If I could make one of my videos in 2 hours, I would have all the guides done already, right? You would have the Gyre guide, you would have the Garuda guide, you would have the Titania guide, you would have all of them. It's just the time. Make an AI version of Blacky. No, I cannot do that. Then I would be kicked out of the creator program. Thank you for the run, guys. Warframe creator program says you cannot use generative AI. So that's the thing. I should ask them though, what if I AI clone my own voice to do voiceovers when I'm sick and I cannot record myself? I should maybe ask them if that would be allowed. I'd be curious. All right, friends. Speaking of my voice, that feels pretty fucked up. So how about we call it a day for now? I mean, we would be ending in 4 minutes anyway. Let's rather go on Twitch and find a raid target. Let's see who is currently playing Warframe. Who is currently playing Warframe? We are playing Warframe. Holy cow, who would have thought? Who would have thought? How about we try raiding somebody new? I see here's an official Warframe creator called Dinos. Never heard of them. But they're a Twitch partner too. They're a Warframe creator. So how about we go and say hi? And we see each other again on Friday. Same time as always. Looking forward to it. Let me quickly type in the raid thing. Bada bing, bada boom. And we're going to see each other very soon. Thank you all for being here. Welcome to all the new followers and all the new subscribers. Hope you had a lot of fun. And yeah, till Friday. Bye-bye.